All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight. We are back here live. Joe White up here in the booth, and I am accompanied by my man, as always, on Thursday nights. Here's Ryan W. Daniels. Ryan, we're out here in the desert again for Phoenix International Speedway. How you doing, man?
I'm excited, bud. Getting ready to call what should be a fantastic race. Last night we had a pretty caution-filled Xfinity Series race that some of you guys may have seen over on FMTV. But tonight, hoping that these Cup guys can rebound off of that and give us a really good show here. And going to be definitely interesting to see with all the championship implications going on as we get closer and closer to the chase. 2 races left until the chase begins. A lot of guys still eligible to try to make their way in on points, and not to mention try to win a race and lock themselves into the chase.
Oh, absolutely, man. I agree with you there. I tell you what, tonight, actually, you're right. 2 races to go, man, and the chase starts for us here at Extreme Motorsports 99. I want to welcome all the viewers out there. Hey, let me know how the audio level sound between the sound of the game, between the sound of me and Ryan. I was, as I always do, I'm out fiddling around with junk like that. So I always want to make sure the best possible experience for everyone out there. But nonetheless, we are qualifying, Ryan, here in the desert.
Yeah, we are. We got a lot of cars out here qualifying right now. Currently, Nate Trito is sitting at the top of the board at a 25.982. Nate Trito ran pretty good last night in that Xfinity Series race, came home second, looking to do one better and finally break off that win here in the Cup Series. Maybe tonight's the night to do it here at Phoenix.
Well, absolutely, I tell you. And that man, Ryan, I tell you, it's good, man, to be back here again tonight for Extreme Motorsports 99.com action. As always, here on Thursday, we've got a lot of things, man, happening here. And we got the chase coming. I tell you, I'm getting pumped up about that because, hey, you know what that means. Definitely. I hear you, Andrew. Haven't seen any tonight, but you never know. So, hey, sorry, but that was my wife in the background if y'all heard that. So, anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, the chase. Sorry, I know. Hey, that's what we do. We have fun up here. Good deal. Chase-wise, Ryan, it's coming. So, who's going to dethrone, man, Jake Nichols, or can anybody dethrone him this season?
That's really tough to say right now. I mean, the competition has been so close this entire season. A lot of these guys working really, really hard. We've seen definitely a step up in the level of competition from last season to this season with the guys that Extreme Motorsports 99 has brought in. And the fields have stayed consistently large. Tonight we've got 25 cars just about entered into this field. And while we've seen some guys come and go so far this season, one thing has stayed the same. Jake Nichols has been able to stay and continue being fast, but he's not quite the dominant Jake Nichols we saw last season. He's still there. He's still quite fast and everything like that. But there are plenty of guys this season who have been able to at least bring the fight to Jake on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I tell you right now, Jake Nichols, man, right there on the outside row, along with hard charging Nate Trito, which they are teammates. But then you got old Ricky Evans there, man, and starting in third. Darn good, good one for him. So heck yeah. Then you got, well, we know who he is, the Nightmare Man himself, David Schutt, right there starting in fourth, and Mr. Popularity right there in fifth. Boy, so as always, a star-studded field here in Extreme Motorsports 99.
Yes, it is definitely going to be a very interesting field tonight. And we actually, I don't know if you've got to look at them, but definitely going to be trying to get used to some new paint schemes out there tonight. The Jake Nichols team, no longer called Jake Nichols Racing, now called, gotta get a look at that car so I can remember the name, unfortunately. My Solar Flare Racing is the new team for Jake Nichols, Nate Trito, Tyler Sifford, and Dwayne Culberson.
Yeah, I noticed the paint job, saw it on Facebook there with Jake Nichols. That was awesome, I tell you what, nonetheless. But want to welcome all the viewers out there, man. It is awesome tonight. That's my wife in the background. You want to say hey?
Hey!
All right, y'all heard it first right there. That is Miss White. She is coming up in here saying, hey, tonight we are in the desert, Phoenix International Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a heck of a road so far for the season here, Ryan. And like you said, I mean, Jake Nichols right now is in control of the points. But as we head on in there, everything changes. And as we see tonight, the man on pole, Nate Trito, was probably the most improved last season in the chase himself. So he's putting himself, what's the word I'm looking for? He is coming on strong at the right time of the year.
Yes, he is. Definitely. I mean, we've seen Nate Trito be strong this entire season. We've seen him from the very high of highs, aside from maybe winning, to the lowest of lows and the frustrating finishes that he's had, where he probably has had maybe one of the best, if not the best, car in races and just comes up either a tad short or has had something happen where it has kept him out of victory lane. We know how badly, we mentioned it last week, how badly Nate Trito wants to win a race before the chase to lock himself in. Again, he is probably in a good enough point spot right now to fall back on points, but with only a 24-point gap from 6th in points all the way back to Aiden Young's position in 16th, that's a lot of guys who can still point race their way into this chase with only 2 races left. It is going to come down to the wire next week.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one there, Ryan. I tell you what, right now we're looking at, they're probably going through the drivers' meeting right now. So they do have a pretty long, drivers' meeting along with the cautions and whatnot. And I tell you what, we've got a lot of people out here talking, and I appreciate that, Michelle. Yeah, my wife just got off work, came in here, and said hello. I usually shut the door behind me. She knows. Hey, said my voice is kind of low, or it's just me, which adjust the gains on it. I'm trying to, y'all let me know if my voice is still low. I can mess around with the volume level out there. I know Ryan, sometimes he'll sit back and watch, but I guess it also depended on how far away I am at the mic and how loud I get too, you know?
Yeah, and Michelle, I don't know where you're listening to AC/DC, but I want to be there. Favorite band of all time. Let's see some AC/DC hype in the chat now.
Oh, man. Hey, good band, man. I tell you what, Hell's Bells and all that. Hey, it's awesome. Yeah.
Greatest band of all time.
I wouldn't say greatest band all time, but...
Oh, I will. I'll argue that all day. But we're on stream right now, and I'm not going to get into the political band arguing with you, Mr. Tacos, and all the other things that you've been saying that I keep seeing in the chat. Which forthcoming, ladies and gentlemen, I did want to let everyone know this. At season's end, if you guys have a favorite Joe White and Ryan Daniels, or just a favorite Joe White-ism moment where Joe or I have said a very memorable quote for the season, please let us know, because I am going to make a compilation video on YouTube of our best sayings. So I would love your guys' support from the chat to be able to help make that happen.
Well, I appreciate that, Ryan. I guess you're going to try to make us famous, man, YouTube celebrities or whatever, but
I'm going to try.
I don't know where I come up with that stuff at, folks. I tell you, it just popped up in my head. But nonetheless, hey, I love seeing the chat out there. It's awesome. Let's see all you guys out there, man, just talking up a cool breeze. What's going on, Waylon, Robbie, Michelle, Chris? I saw Gary out there, I believe, one of them. And there's Waylon, Pioneer, just name a few. I know I probably missed a few. But, hey, but anyways, right now, drivers are in the midst of their drivers meeting. And me and Ryan up here right now just talking about the chase and looking forward to this race tonight as hard-charging Nate Torito has put it on pole here tonight at Phoenix International Speedway for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And last night, Ryan, yeah, that was a rough one for the admins. Exciting for the fans, rough one for the admins here. But nonetheless, hey, you get some good ones, you get some bad ones. But all in all, man, that's Phoenix. Phoenix has become a place where it's a tough track to race at.
Yeah, it's definitely become a very difficult track to race at. These cars get really loose on the exits of the corner because of all the power that these cars put down as they're coming through the corners. But trying to keep a straight face right now and help broadcast before this race starts because you guys have taken what I just said and ran with it because I'm seeing some wicked funny comments right now. For example, hashtag, you know why he's Mr. Popular? Because he's popular, that's why. I can't handle it.
Yeah, that's all I got to say is yeah.
Oh boy.
I enjoy it. You know, and I say it. At one point, everybody's gonna get tired of me probably saying it, Ryan. But I'm gonna keep saying it. I appreciate each and every one of the viewers. I appreciate you being up here with me. I appreciate all the leagues out there too. Got a lot of great things, and I guess I will go ahead and say it. At the coming at the end of Extreme Motorsports 99 or in the next couple weeks, you saw it right. That video up there was not lying. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. OSR Network is coming. Online Sim Racing Network. And me and Ryan will still be here at Extreme Motorsports as Wednesday night and Thursday night. So stay tuned. Got some great things coming and really excited about it. So just want all our fans, the viewers, all the drivers, you, Ryan, the league, want everybody to know that, you know, we're committed here and we're having fun doing it. And I appreciate it. And, you know, hey, it's paid off in the end. And just, you know, how thankful we are. So nonetheless, though, they're going to put on a heck of a show tonight here in these Cup cars, Ryan.
Yes, they are, as Waylon Lamb just wrote in the chat there. I think there's going to be a few guys who may be able to do, as you say, Joe, put on a clinic. And it's going to be a race that's going to be about something that you're very good at, Joe. Tire management is going to play a big hand in who wins this race, especially if we start getting long green flag runs because, you know, if we have a lot of cautions like we did last night, which we're certainly hoping does not happen, but if something like that happens, then it's all about restarts and getting as many positions as quickly as you can. But if this field spreads out and with so few cars here, it is possible that that will happen, then it's going to be about just being smart. Fuel strategy, tire conservation, all that stuff is definitely going to play into the hands of drivers kind of like Jake Nichols, Nate Trito, guys who know how to really take their time, ease their way through the field. And we've seen guys, for example, like Bobby Chaney, just come out of nowhere in these races. We don't pay attention to him really the whole race, and at the end we're going the rundown and we go, wow, look at that 99. Somehow got a top 5. Perfect kind of race for him if this race goes green.
You're 100% right, and now I'm trying to stop chuckling because the chat people out there, they don't disappoint. That's the word. Y'all have to bear with me. You have to bear with me. Sometimes I have to find my right train of thought, and that's just a part of me getting old. You know, Ryan up here, he's the young guy around here. He's got that mind like a cat, man. My mind's just like a dead style donkey or something. I don't know, but anyways, I just saw what Robbie put out there, and that was one of the quotes I did the other day.
All right, well, for that one, everybody in the chat, hashtag Joeism.
yeah, there you go. But how much longer we got here before this qualifying is going before we hit green flag racing here tonight at Phoenix International Speedway?
We got ourselves 6 minutes and 30 seconds left.
All right, well, good deal. I'll tell you what, so 6 minutes till the green flag drops here. Phoenix International Speedway out in the desert. I call it a duel in the desert. That's what we did last time when we were here. And these guys are definitely going to put on a duel. They're amidst right now. But tonight, Nate hard-charging Trito sitting it on pole. But he's got the Superman himself there. And right beside him. And Richie Evans, man, a good qualifying effort on his end, putting in third.
Definitely. It's definitely going to be interesting to see. Richie Evans, a guy who, really, we've talked about him this season. We've talked about the prospect of the fact that he ran a great Truck Series campaign last year, has run well in both the Xfinity and Cup Series. When he's run, when he's run these races, he's definitely shown promise and shown that, hey, he may be a rookie this season in the Cup Series, but he can definitely get it done. And tonight, a short track, maybe just to kind of equalizer for Richie to maybe get his way into the chase. Kind of an underdog story if Richie could lock himself in with just 2 races to go.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, that you're 100% right. This is a style track that could happen at any given time, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, my hat's off to him because to put it up there on third, he's amongst, man. I'm not, I don't want to sound like, oh wow, that's amazing. I mean, he's amongst some pretty supreme drivers there. Nate, Jake, David, Tyler, Delonte, Trevor, Nick, Mike, Christopher, a lot of those guys we know, and I don't want to take anything away from Richie either. I mean, he battled his heart out last season in the truck all the way to the last race for the championship. So he definitely knows stepping up here into the Cup, just like Aiden Young, stepping up here in the Cup Series this season. And those guys have done a heck of a job. And I got to say, man, where y'all keep all this memory at? Because y'all remember about every one of them darn sayings. That's awesome.
It's funny to watch it all as they're doing it because these guys are awesome. But I gotta I gotta just say this. You guys are going to have to make it easier for me, only because y'all got to friend me on Facebook, hit up my Twitter, something like that, with these same quotes, and kind of give me an idea of what races they were in, because unfortunately there's no way for us to go back and rewatch the chat once the race is over. So all this is good right now, but I can't keep up with you guys. You're just too fast.
Yeah, nonetheless, you can check us out on Facebook, and website will be coming soon, onlinesimracing.com. Actually, it's connected to it, so keep that in mind. Definitely coming there. Like I say, new things on the horizon. We'll definitely get into that more as the season progressed. And Pioneer. I'll go ahead and say we will be back next season. As of right now, that is the plan. Xfinity in Wednesday night, Thursday night, Xfinity and Cup. So exciting things, and I gotta say it like this: I'm just humbled and very thankful, and I'm very thankful to have Ryan here with me. I'm very thankful to have the league. I'm very thankful to have the viewers out here like this that obviously y'all do pay attention, and that is awesome. So I pay attention to y'all because, man, hey, look, y'all are out here just chatting up a cool breeze, but we're about to send these machines around this track tonight, Ryan. And these guys are going to have to pay attention for every little thing because we know in the past Phoenix has been kind of a voodoo track, so to speak. It brings out, I don't know, weirdness some way, somehow.
What we saw last year, it was a pretty controversial, a pretty controversial race the last time we were here at Phoenix International Raceway, where we saw what happened with a couple of guys trying to make the chase and the tactics that were used to help one driver make it into the chase. I certainly don't think we'll see anything like that tonight, but there again, it's a short track. Tempers are going to get hot. There's going to be some guys that are going to get really frustrated, I feel like, in this race, and who knows? I don't think we're going to see any tactics or anything like that to try to help a teammate necessarily get into the chase. But you could definitely see some unusual guys maybe getting a little frustrated with each other with how close this points battle is and how crucial it is for every single driver that's here tonight to have a good finish.
Well, absolutely, and I tell you what, you talk about guys out here doing any tactics. Hopefully we don't see anything like that. And hopefully, not to take anything away from the Xfinity drivers and whatnot, because a lot of those Xfinity drivers actually are Cup drivers here in Extreme Motorsports. I'm going to just chalk up a lot of what goes on here as being just the track itself. This track really, just like I said, it's like I don't know. It's got a curse on it out here in the desert. So, but it looks like we're about set to go green flag here soon, as I see the admins have already jumped up into their admin towers there, and they've got their popcorn, they've got their drinks, and those boys are going to be sitting watching, man, what's going on out here. Hopefully they won't have to pull their hair out too much here tonight, Ryan, and have a darn good race.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun to be up here. We got about 50 seconds until they're going to be able to grid up, and then it'll be another minute and a half from there before they're able to roll off. But these guys are starting to get ready. The tension's tightening. That need to be able to have a good finish and be able to try to make your way into the chase is definitely upon these guys, and they know how important it's going to be tonight to finish. You look at a guy like Tyler Sifford, very fast driver, in the top 5 again, maybe hasn't had the season he wants. He knows he's one of those guys that just as easily as he could race his way into the chase on points, he could just as easily have an accident and be out of the chase as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right. We're about to set to have a heck of a race tonight. And nonetheless, like I said, we got David Nightmare Shut sitting there in 4th. Now, if anybody that can break a curse of a voodoo, I guess it has to be the Nightmare Man himself there, because, hey, that's what he does. He's part of Nightmare. So he is probably going to be used to and going, hey, this place ain't got nothing on me. We're at nighttime. We're under the moon. It's a full moon. As we're gridding up here to start this race off, folks, we're about to get set to put some excitement under the lights here at Phoenix International Speedway. This is going to be exciting, as we're going to do the rundown here of the grid right fast. As we do watch these cars as they're gridding up here, let me bring it up here for you. But let's go ahead and run the grid down here tonight. Nate Trito, the hard charger himself, putting it out on pole. Jake Superman Nichols right there in 2nd. Richie Evans, hey, we're going to call him the newcomer to the league here. In 3rd, David Nightmare Shut right there in 4th. Tyler, Mr. Popularity's Sifford. And I tell you what, I haven't seen Becky and company out there, so maybe they're still at work.
They'll be here.
Oh, they will, no doubt about it. Delonte Ballard, we haven't really kind of... We'll have to figure something out for him. We'll get him for a season over with. But anyway, Delonte Bell, we know he can win. Definitely fast guy. Trevor Lapolo right there in 7th. Nick Hunt, man, we just call him the old wise one right there. The one hair flying in the wind. That man, it's good to see him in a top 10 starting spot there. Starting in 8th spot, Mike Rominger. You keened the phrase last time we were here. Mr. Extreme right there in 9th. And then Christopher Hurlow rounding out the top 10. Ryan, I tell you what, just looking through some of these guys, and I'll most notably go ahead and say Aiden Young right there, the rookie himself, the young man, starting in 12th. But nonetheless, as these cars grid up here, man, it is a star-studded field. It really is. I look through these names, I look through these cars. We do it week in and week out here in Extreme Motorsports. These guys, man, any one of them can put on a show. And I will say, there's that Michael Knight. Did you ever get a chance to look at the Knight Rider?
No, I didn't.
Man, I'm telling you, that is an awesome, awesome show. Can y'all believe out there in the chat, man, Ryan ain't never didn't know what Knight Rider was? Now that's
These
terrible.
guys didn't believe it when we said it the first time. It's been a week. I highly doubt they're still going to believe it now. They thought I was lying last week, which I'm not, and I'm sorry to say this, folks. I really sincerely do not know what Knight Rider is. If anybody knows if it's on Netflix or something, let me know. And in my spare time, which I haven't had a lot of lately, but I can try to get a look at it if it's on like Netflix or something like that.
Oh, it probably is. It's hard telling, man, where they've got it at. Probably look it up on YouTube, man. There you go. Knight Rider, man, kit. But I'm going to tell you what, we're on the pace right now. Get set to take these cars screaming around here in the desert tonight. Pace car takes a hard left turn off of pit road, and green flag is in the air tonight. Here we got 172 laps of Screaming Demon action here at this track at Phoenix International Speedway. As look at that, I'm going to tell you what, man on the pole he got a heck of a jump, man, going out there, but he's got his hands full with the 73.
Yeah, he does. Nate Trito's going to lead the charge as they go into turn 3, as we see it side by side back for third place with David Shutt looking to the outside of Richie Evans. But 1-2 are the new Solar Flare Racing teammates. Nate Trito and Jake Nichols. New, when I say that, obviously is the team name, not in reference to that they are new teammates. And the caution is out.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, so much for us in the good one. What do you see out there costing? I tell you what, Dre, what's going on? Dre Broadcasting. I tell you what, hey, if any of you guys, man, want to check out what's going on here as we're under caution, and Ryan's looking to find out what car that was for us. Any of y'all check out
23 off of turn 4.
23. Oh, well, that's Jonathan Kryptonite Shipman there. Boy, I tell you what, not the night he wanted to, but we'll rewind it back and see what happened. Looked like he just lost it coming off the turn, and don't look like he hit anything, so good driving job. Oh, well, as I say that, it's like a car came by and just sideswiped him. Well, they just one of them racing deals.
Into his left door.
Yeah, just one of them racing deals, man, as we always like to say. But like what I was saying is Dre Broadcasting, be sure to check them out Tuesday nights for the truck series. And Ryan, me and you, we run in the trucks, and we have fun. Finished top 10 this past week. You did pretty good yourself, so hey, it's an awesome thing. But just to answer your question out there, Dre, which would be David, yes, the original Knight Rider. So 3 laps in, we're under caution. I don't know if the curse is broke yet. What do you think?
I don't know yet. I mean, what I saw there was something very similar to what I was commenting on last night when I was broadcasting the Xfinity Series race with Matt Egan and Tim McBrayer. The 23 car looked like he was just on that bottom lane and just maybe got the power down a little bit too early, maybe turning a tad too much coming off the corner, and it just got loose. And that was the same thing that was happening last night. And the thing that concerns me is, to be honest, is that in the Xfinity car, they don't have anywhere near not anywhere near, but they don't have as much power as these Cup cars do. These Cup car, and they have the Xfinity cars have a lot of problems getting off these corners because they get loose under throttle. The Cup car has more horsepower, more torque, everything else coming off these turns. It may be just as bad, if not worse, to handle these cars tonight, especially if we have a lot of cautions, because the track isn't going to get rubbered in, and the grip's not going to be there for these guys to be able to find anything in these Cup machines.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Actually, me and Vern Bradley, which we call him the old veteran out here, we actually went into the last week into the Cup car. We actually went to practice in the official races and ran around Phoenix for a while and actually did pretty darn good. So I agree with you. Coming through that dog leg part, as that's the tricky part. As we see the lights off on the pace car, it's going to make this lap around here, make that hard left turn off on pit road, and send these monster machines, as I like to call it, flying around this track, folks, as we're going to get set to put them back on the green flag racing here at lap number 6 of 172. But what I'm saying is, I'm right. You're right, Ryan. It can snap loose very easily and get away from you. What's going on out there, John, Michelle? How y'all doing out there? I tell you what, under our first caution here tonight, but nonetheless, it's been an exciting one here as they stack 2 by 2, about to set to send these monster machines flying around this track here, Phoenix International Speedway. Here we go, Ryan. Pace cars in. Green flags underway, and Nate Trito and Jake Nichols. Boy, it looks like they timed that perfect simultaneously and just took off as they are stacked 2 by 2, behind them 2 by 2. But I'm going to tell you what, who's that man behind them right there in that 41, what we like to call him, the Nightmare? He ain't thinking about any voodoo or any witchcraft stuff here tonight. He's going, look, guys, I know how to win, period. And I'm coming up there, I'm ripping the cape off of Superman, and I'm going to knock the hard charging right out of Nate Trito. So, hey, awesome race so far, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's been great so far. These guys, hey, we've already had one caution, sure, but we're still seeing a lot of great side-by-side racing. All these guys working very hard to keep the cars straight, and we do see it getting pretty organized pretty early. These guys are battling for position all the way through the field, but as these guys can keep it orderly and just kind of save their equipment, kind of rubber in the track a little bit, I think everybody will be okay. And that's one thing these Cup drivers, we know they can do. They can put on a heck of a show, as you like to say. As I'm watching the battle right now, the 87 and Nick Hunt door to door as they get into the sides of each other coming out of turn 2. Cannonball Chris Hurlow trying to see if he can fire it off into turn 3 and try to pick up some more spots. He's trying to get around Nick Hunt.
Well, I'll tell you what, as you said that we were talking about a minute ago, he went right there on the dog leg, got right there on the little, it's the part where the, I'm going to say the apron part, and we got a car hit the wall hard back there, but what I'm saying is we saw him have to hold on to that machine, and you're right, him and Nick Hunt were door banging each other up there, so we got a battle for the lead and a caution on the track.
And it's a big crash, Joe. It's over in turn 2. We definitely have a pile up in turn 2 over there. It looks like Michael Knight was involved, and I want to say it looks like it started somewhere with the 18 machine of David Elliott.
All right, well, I'm going to go back here on Michael Knight's machine here, the 164 machine there, and we're going to see what happened. Yeah, I saw the one car in the very back slide, slammed the inside wall, but there was no caution there. He stayed away, but then, oh, yeah, looks like you're right. And then Knight tried to just miss him, lost it. The 15 had nowhere to go. Again, you know, my old thing is I just say one of them racing deals, real estate wasn't there, closed up. And hey, but that man out front put it on pole. Nate Trito right there has led 9 of the 10 laps so far tonight. He has held off Jake Nichols and done it in fine fashion so far.
Yeah, he has. And just taking a look back at that accident, I am again just to kind of fill in some people as to maybe kind of what happened there a little bit. Is the 18 of David Elliott. He went into turn 1, just got in there a little bit hot. Got the tires hopping a little bit, that wheel hop as they like to say on Fox, and car just kind of came loose. The front wheels locked up, spun around, slammed the wall very hard. Michael Knight tried to miss him because he was up top, just had nowhere to go except into him, and Tommy and Massey just didn't have time to slow down in the 05 and just crashed into the back of the 164 car.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, right now pit stops going on here as we're at lap 11 of 172, and I tell you, you know, we're up here in the booth, and all the viewers out there looking, they are, you know, they're loving the excitement going on here. But, you know, we always say it week in and week out, Ryan, the admins, man, I feel for them, especially in races like this, races last night. They want to pull their hair out. Man, they're like, we just can't figure out what's going on. So, hey, as always, let me know how the stream looks out there. Let me know how everything sounds between me, Ryan, and everything. So I always like hearing the viewers' comments on that. I know I say it, and I know it probably sounds like, well, doesn't this guy have any confidence in himself? Well, yeah, but you know what? I still want to bring the best possible thing I can here, and Ryan does too. And I want to go ahead and say this too while we're running caution here, and let me make sure that pace car, well, lights are off on pace car. I don't want to miss the start here, but I'll do the start, then I'll get to what I was going to say, but. As pace car's coming into the dog leg, about ready to get to set and send these machines off. It's heck, we've got Bobby Chaney now up front. Now, yeah, that's your man. And I noticed something about Bobby Chaney tonight. He switched manufacturers on us.
Bobby Chaney appears to switch manufacturers a lot, and we actually talking about a switch of manufacturers. Teammate behind him, Justin Gable, instead of being in the Ford this week, is actually in a Chevrolet as well. And we see the 4 SRA Motorsports cars lined up on the inside row. Going to be interesting to see on this restart what happens with those 4.
Absolutely. This pace car is going to take that hard left turn off on pit road, send them on. We're going to see if, like you say, Mr. Consistency himself, the 99, who is actually in the chase here. He's actually right there in the top part so far, but nonetheless gets a good jump out there in the 99 machine and gets on there. But he's got Jonathan Kryptonite Shipman, who is diving on the inside, and they are 3 wide.
Yeah, they are. It's a big battle up at the front. John Shipman, even with that damage, takes the lead. We know that damage is not necessarily too much of a hindrance here at these short tracks. So Jonathan Shipman certainly doesn't seem to have lost anything since that initial contact that he had at the beginning of the race. But these guys scrambling for positions everywhere. A big battle right now as we see back third through about 6th or 7th. And it's a battle for the lead as Nate Trito's looking to the inside of Jonathan Shipman way down through the dog leg. He's actually going to push John up high, going through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, it is. We got a battle for the lead. We got battles for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and back. And I mean, I'm going to tell you what, coming through that dog leg a second ago right there, Ryan, we were talking earlier, it looks like they were fanning out. Heck, man, those guys back there were 3 and 4 wide. It looked like a traffic jam on I-85 here in Charlotte, North Carolina. But right now, Nate Trito has hard charged and brought that 97, and he's bringing his teammate with him. Now, this is an also familiar picture up front. The 23 and the 73, door-to-door wheeling and around here at Phoenix International Speedway.
And we got another caution out. We're going to try to get a look at that.
All right.
And the Cannonball, Chris Hurlow got involved, and it looks like him and the 59 got together. Trying to get an idea. Going into turn 3.
All right, well, here we go. We wind it back, and we're going to see what happens. I'll tell you what, those guys were battling it out. They were 3-4 wide back there, nose to tail, stacking it up, and boom, yeah, looked like a little net code man right there. But, hey, you know, I try to stay objective, and, they just know where to go here, Ryan. Once a car spins and takes up that middle of the track, it's over with. There's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, and you're definitely right. Looking back, there was a little bit of net code. Maybe just bumped the back of that 87, pushed him in the corner faster than he wanted to. Chris tried to get it slowed down, just couldn't do it in time, and just spun out and right in front of the field. Fortunately for him, the worst damage appears to be on the back bumper where he got swiped, so he may still be able to get some of this damage fixed without using his fast repair this early in the race. I mean, we're taking a look at the 23 car. He's currently running third, and he definitely has some damage on that machine, so it won't be unheard of for these guys maybe to save their fast repair until they absolutely need it, unless Chris were to blow that engine, in which case he would have to use it right away.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, so far here, lap 17 of 172. We got a long way to go here, and I'm not going to say a short time because we got a long way to go and a long way. So definitely, we're looking here right now. Though your man out front, Nate Treat. Now, what I was going to say earlier is, actually, I forgot what I was going to say earlier.
You were talking about me.
Yeah, there. We appreciate it. See, I told you, man. Y'all just got to kind of kickstart my brain sometimes. But anyways, I want to my hats off to you last night, Ryan. You did a wonderful, tremendous job in the booth, carrying things last night, along with your co-colleague last night, Tim McBriar. And I listened to the stream a little bit, and y'all did a great job out there. And I know a lot of people always say, well, you got your lead broadcaster, you got your co-commentator. Man, when me and you are together, I look at us as equal. We just bounce it off. But last night, you did a wonderful job, man, taking control and doing what you could last night. And Tim, he was right there with you. So my hat's off to you. Congratulations. That was an awesome show.
Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate the compliment. You know, wouldn't have been able to be done. You know, have to thank Dre Broadcasting again for helping Matt Egan out as he was trying to also fix his computer during the stream. That's why, you know, we were having so many issues. It was just killing itself as the stream went on. But, you know, me and Tim were able to take the stream by the proverbial reins and just make the best of a bad situation and try to put on the best show we could for the fans. And I'm happy that we were able to complete that. And despite anything that happened from it, it was definitely a lot of fun to be able to call that race last night.
Absolutely. I tell you what, they're chatting up Cool Breeze out here in the chat. I'm just kind of glancing over every once in a while, looking as I watch all this action so far tonight. And you know, Dre out there, I'm just start calling him. I know it's David out there. So he says, I hate my nights off. I get bored. Well, you're about like me on Friday nights, but I love doing this so much. I'm sitting here trying to twiddling my thumbs, but I am a married guy. And by the way, next Friday, so I won't be bored next Friday because next Friday, March the 3rd, is my anniversary. And 16 years I've been with my wife. She ain't killed me yet, so I'm good to go. And
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. You know, but as my wife always says, we beat the odds, man, out here. So nonetheless, lights off on pace car, about to these monster machines are flying out here. And this has been a monster of a race so far. It's just what we thought it would be. A curse.
Yeah, so far it's been a little bit of quite a few cautions so far, but these guys, we're not really seeing it be too bad. It's just a case of guys getting a little bit loose, I think. Yeah, it's not really a lot of contact, so we're going back green here. I'm going to throw with you, Joe, as we head to turn 1.
All right, turn 1, and I tell you what, Nate Trito again gets a heck of a jump there on Jake Nichols. Has been the norm all night long, but behind him they're stacked up, double file right there as they head off into that dog leg, and they fan out just like a doggone fan would back there. It's 3-4 wide. It's just an awesome sight to see those cars when they fan out like that, and then they all kind of like accordion back into a 2x2 or single file. And we got a car spinning. That's Vern Bradley.
Oh. And that's a tough one there for Vern Bradley, a very good short track racer. Started back in the started back in the 13th position, was running just inside the top 10 at that point. Vern was looking good, and now he's going to have to come in and get that damage fixed. Just very unlucky for that Amco Chevrolet.
Well, I'm watching right here, and I noticed the man behind him was the number 41, and we know what his nickname is, so I'm just wondering if maybe Vern got a little bit scared and had a quick little nightmare that he saw in his rearview mirror, and he just spun around. So, nonetheless, hard lick into the wall, and as Dave, I read what you said out there. I'll get Ryan to write up a book for us, man, and we'll be good to go. So.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest. May have been a little bit more than a nightmare that Vern was having. He might have got a little bit of help when he spun around that time.
Well, he probably was. You know, like I say, I try to stay unbiased, unobjective on a lot of that stuff because, you know, I leave that in the hands of the admins. You know, we're up here, we look at it, and and there's Becky. I tell you what, well, I guess better late than never as we're here tonight, Phoenix International Speedway. And I guess I'll go ahead and give you an update. Mr. Popularity, as we always say, because the man's just popular. That's all I know to say about him. I mean, hey, they love him. I mean, come on, he is awesome. I mean, I never seen a guy come out here and get so much fanfare. He's the Dale Earnhardt Jr. of ExtremeMotorsports99.com. There you go. I tell you what. Well, Becky, I will go ahead and tell this. She said, I've been missing you, but at the end of the season, me and Ryan, I'm going to see how far that comment right there goes because you're going to get enough of us on Wednesday and Thursday nights come next season. So we'll see how well that goes. It says, miss you to a point of saying, man, I wish that guy would just be quiet.
Yeah, right. They're going to be missing the nights where we're not here. But thankfully, they'll be able to get plenty of us during the week because not only, like you said, will we be here on Wednesdays and Thursdays bringing both the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity and Cup divisions, but we'll also be, or at least I will be, racing in the Truck Series again next season, and you guys will be able to check that out over on Dre Broadcasting. So you guys will be able to see one night of me and Joe racing potentially, and 2 nights of us commentating up in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, that's Becky's up there all excited. I hear you right
Calling
now.
Daniel Bryan in the chat.
Yeah, yep. Oh, yes. Hey, but that's a WWE reference. Anybody don't know that? Hey, yeah, man. So many races. There's like Thursday night really is a night that I know I'm up against some hard competition. I don't like using that word so much because I love doing this so much. Ryan's heard me say that a million times. He's probably like, man, would you just stop saying that all the time? But I say it. I don't like using competition because I love doing it. But Thursday night is really for leagues, for broadcast. Ryan, we definitely are up against some things, and I think we do pretty good. You know, I'm kind of mellowed and, you know, down to earth, and sure, we get a lot of people give us compliments, but I don't know. I just got to stay humbled as we watch this pace car. It's going to set these monster machines a-flying again here at lap 25 of 172.
Yeah, you know, we're going to be coming back to the green flag this time, and, you know, just real quick, just to touch on what you said, being humble, that's one thing my dad always taught me. If you're given something in life, don't take it for granted, and I have been more than blessed to be able to be up here to do this season with everybody. So it's very nice to see all the things that you guys say about Joe and I every week, by the way, and I do want to say it means a lot to me personally as well, as I know it means a lot to Joe.
Well, I tell you what, right now we've got a tremendous race. The pace car is going to drop off there, take the hard left turn on the pit road, send these monster machines flying under the lights here in the desert. Nate Trito gets another heck of a jump, and there's Mr. Popularity himself peeking his nose in there, trying to take on, battling door to door with Jake Nichols himself, and he goes, hey, I don't care, man, if you're Mr. Superman or not. I'm the popular man around here. But behind him, Mr. Kryptonite tried to throw a rock at him, but he got hung out on the bootleg.
Yeah, he did, and I got to try to take a look at what happened. It looks like Vern Bradley might have been involved in another accident here, unfortunately. And, oh my. Okay. Trying to get a look at what happened.
He
I
said
don't know
Vern
where it
Bradley.
Vern Bradley's still got a lot of damage, and I don't know. I'm trying to put it this way: the 74 was involved, and I don't know if it's something happened in front of him, or if perhaps it had something to do with our prior caution. I'm gonna go with the latter.
Well, we're going to go back here and we're just going to watch it and see ourselves here and see. I do see the Vern's got a lot of damage there. It might have just been one of those racing deals where it kind of got stacked up, and that's what it looked like. He just didn't get the start. The 41, here we got a rule in Extreme. You can't pass before the start-finish line, and I'm not even going to spectate, or speculate. That's the word I'm looking for. It looked like that he didn't get the start that he wanted, and nonetheless right there, but I'm going to let the admins handle that one. We'll stay out of it. How's that?
Yeah, and we see that Vern Bradley has actually brought the 74 machine to the garage. He is going to be done for the evening.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part right there. Vern, good guy. Tries. He has a lot of emotion when he drives, just like a lot of us and whatnot. But, hey, this race, it's Phoenix, people. I really don't know any other way to say it. This track is, we've said it already all race long and throughout the, before the race here, it's like got a curse on it for some reason or another, and these guys can't break it. Every race we've come to, I don't want to use the word because it's kind of harsh, disaster, but it has been a rough one, to say the least. And tonight, obviously, the same way. But with that note, it's still a good race, man. And I tell you what, I do not want to be in that admin booth, Ryan, because those guys are, I said they had the popcorn ready, but they probably done threw the popcorn at the screen, and it's a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking like it's been rough tonight, and we're seeing a lot of cautions early. I still think that there's hope, much like last night. The later it got into the race, even with all the cautions, we started to see somewhat longer green flag runs. I really think it has a lot to do with the fact that these guys just aren't getting a long enough green run to get some rubber down on the track, and everybody just keeps getting fresh tires, so they're not really having to use them worn tires to put the rubber down in the corners, thus there's no grip. But definitely not the night that these cup drivers were looking for. However, we noticed that the Solar Flare Racing team has now worked their way up to first, second, and third, and they, I believe, are the only 3 Solar Flare cars here tonight, as Dwayne Culberson is actually not in the field. So that's going to, with what's now coming, we're coming back to the green flag this time, but we've got the top 3 cars there, and then we've got Nick Hunt and John Houston rounding out the top 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I'm about to get used to that new name there, Solar Flare Racing. I do like Jake Nichols' paint job. Switched it up, not in the purple machine, as I used to call the purple dinosaur there, but nonetheless, in a nice paint job. But hey, look out front here, Becky. Hey, hold on to your hat, because we got the hard-charging Nate Trito going to kick these cars to stand in here in just a second. But you got Mr. Popularity on the outside. They're going to duel it door to door. And you got, old man right there, Nick Hunt, with the one hair flying, as these cars are going to take the green flag. Superman's there with them, and Aiden Young up there also, as look at that run that Nate Trito gets, and Nick Hunt is trying to get up there. But look at Mr. Popularity is going, hey, guys, it might be nighttime. We don't have anything solar going on here, but it's definitely hot here in the desert.
Actually, I'm going to call you a liar. They got a solar eclipse over the top 3 right now as they're coming out of turn 4. We've got a lot of side-by-side racing further back in the field here, but these 3 Solar Flare racing machines definitely right now looking like the class of the field. And could tonight be the night that Miss Sifford has to deliver on the whole milk and cookies thing, because Tyler's looking pretty good in that number 7 machine?
Well, yeah, that's something we've been waiting for since, back in 2020. Just kidding. It's been a while. We've been waiting on it, but nonetheless,
I want to say that was Charlotte of last season. I think that's when that started.
That's when it started. It was back there, but nonetheless, we're watching Aiden Young right now. As he's got the Lonte Ballard. We know in that number 54 Toyota, he can bring it to the front as they are fanned out, nose to tail up front as they come through the dog leg part there. Or I call it the dog leg, but anyways, it just looks cool when they come through there because they kind of fan out and then fan back in. But Aiden Young's holding his own right there in 9th place.
Yes, he is. Aiden Young, a lot of people will know that he and I are teammates in the truck series, so it's good to see my good friend and teammate running up in the top 10 right now. He knows the situation tonight. He was informed, right now, being 16th in the points standings in the chase. He is currently not in the chase, but with only a 24-point gap between 6th and 16th in points, Aiden just has to survive. And with so many cars that did not start this race tonight, not so many that didn't start the race, but some of them that may have been in that chase group there for the top 16, if Aiden can salvage a good top 5 or a top 10 out of this race, he might be putting himself in a good spot to try to race his way into the chase next week.
There he is right now. He's a 10th spot, and he is door-to-door right there with Chris Hurlow, and he's trying everything he can be, but he's on that inside, probably not where he wants to be because it gets very slick down there on the inside here at Phoenix International Speedway. It looks like they're wearing their caution again. What do you see out there, Ryan?
It looks like we got a big accident involving the 23 of John Shimon again, and the 12 car of Damian Crump going down the back straightaway.
Okay, well, here we go. We see them. They're door to door going through the dog leg, and it looks like that dog leg just snuck out there and bit him. And man, the 41, folks, I'm gonna tell you what, David Nightmare Shup might have one of those what you call it, voodoo dolls, man, and playing a dance out here tonight because he just got through that wreck and barely made it through without getting touched at all.
Yeah, it's been a rough night already for the 41, though. Been involved in a couple cautions now. Got the EOL when he and the 74 got together the first time. Then we saw the most previous caution, and now getting a little piece of this accident. But at least Jonathan Shipman can say here that he is going to still be able to use that fast fix because, as we know, I don't believe he used it earlier when he was involved in that initial crash. So he should be okay. However, Trevor Rapolo has brought his car to the garage. He is done for the night as well. And now Jonathan Shipman has used his fast repair, so he's got another 100 laps plus another 100 and right around 140 laps to go still, and he has to save that car the whole race now.
There he is, and his pit stops right here at lap 37 and 172 tonight here at Phoenix International Speedway. We're under the lights here out in the desert. I call it a duel in the desert, folks, and it has been a duel so far. Let's get a quick race summary here tonight. Your leader, Nate Trito, laps completed 36 and 172. We've had 3 leads changes and then 6 cautions now. Again, like I say, coming from an admin standpoint, man, you're sitting there going, you have got to be kidding me. I'm having flashbacks of last night as what we're calling, and as the viewers out here, hey, this is just a tough track. And tough car, tough track. And like I believe it John out there just said, must be a full moon here tonight at Phoenix.
Yeah, it's definitely got some full moon feel to this track right now with what's going on. But I will want to point out that every car that is 21st through 25th, so the last 5 cars have all taken it to the garage, and they will not be able to finish this event. The last car running now is the 20th place machine of Damian Crump, and every other car in the top 19 is still on the lead lap. So we still have a lot of good contenders to win this race, and as I say that, Damian Crump has now taken his car to the garage as well. So there are 19 cars left in this race. All of them are on the lead lap, some with some crash damage, but the field is slowly thinning out with these cautions, so it is definitely possible that sooner or later we are going to get a green flag run. May not be with a whole lot of cars left, but some of these guys who are playing the survival game, like Aiden Young and some guys like that, are definitely, this is exactly what they need, is for some of these guys to have accidents so that they can try to get their way into the chase.
Well, and you're 100% right there. I tell you what, I agree with you, is that's what's going to happen is eventually is, unfortunately, some of the cars that have retired, we're going to eventually get to where we're going to get a green flag run here, and that's normally the the feel of the races, Ryan, as the lights are off on the pace car, getting set to send these monster machines flying here under the lights tonight. We're going to say under the lights and full moon here in the desert for Phoenix International Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And I tell you what, they're stacked up now, 2 by 2. Nate Trito about to send these cats flying around this track here. Pace cars coming out of turn number 4. Taking that hard left turn. They're going to send green flag, and Trito definitely gets a jump. Jake Nichols didn't get the jump he wanted, but Tyler Sifford did.
Yeah, he did. Tyler anticipated that start that time. Very smart by the driver of that number 7 machine. And as I'm looking behind these Solar Flare Racing teammates here in the top 3, I'm looking back at the number 88 of John Houston, last night's winner. Starting to see a little bit of a replay of last night. John is just playing it smart, slowly working his AC Delco machine to the front. Could we see a replay in the battle of him and Nate Trito from last night here again in the Cup Series this evening for the win, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, he is side-by-side battling out with Dante Ballard as they get together. Is he going to hang on? Man, I'm going to tell you what, Ryan. Oh, well, I was about to say, man, I'm going to tell you what, Delonte Ballard did a
big crash.
Big crash, but before that, Delonte Ballard did a tremendous driving job, and Nick Hunt just got a heck of a run there and stacked the field up, and then we got a big crash in front of them.
Yeah, that all started with what happened with the 88 and the 00 coming off of 2, and it just escalated all the way. A great save by the 88. The 00 got tipped on the apron. Delonte Ballard and him got together and just came across the track. Nowhere for anyone to go. Bobby Chaney was involved. The 13 of Justin Gable was involved. Bobby Chaney, David Shutt, and Justin Gable have all just taken it to the garage. They are done for the night. Aiden Young involved in a hard accident there as well. A lot of guys just disconnected from this server, and there's a lot of things going on right now. And we also have trying to get an idea of some of the other cars that were also in that crash. I want to say the 05 of Tommy and Massey also got a piece of that as well.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I'm out here reading the chat, but some great driving and saving jobs out there. And unfortunately, like you said, once you start getting these cars wiggling and sideways like that, sometimes it's to the point of no return. And I don't know if you're reading the chat out there now, Ryan, or not, but I saw the comment that out there that Jason Allison is out there saying, he says, I don't know. He says, sometimes you sound like Rick, Joe. And, well, I'll give you a reasoning behind that. It's because a lot of what I've picked up and known here in the broadcast stuff is because of Rick Donington. I have to say that. This whole thing started with me and him talking and sitting down talking about for Extreme Motorsports, and that's where it's at. So a lot of what I do, so I definitely love it. And and even David out there says, I have to check the team speak sometimes to see if it's Rick or Joe. So, yes. A lot of the quotes and sometimes how I sound, I do pick it up. I'm trying to put my own spin on it because Rick gave me a lot of confidence. He gave me an opportunity and a chance, and he gave me the confidence because I didn't feel like I had the voice or anything. So what you're saying out there in the chat, I appreciate it, and definitely that's why you hear some of the cues, so to speak, that sound like that.
And I also want to credit Rick with – obviously got to give credit to Rick then for my commentating ability as well, because, you know, I'm sorry, I'm watching the 09 of Aiden Young. I just looked up, he came out of the pit road. He just spun himself out under caution.
Oh, man, well, I tell you what, he got involved in that wreck, too. So, you know, not having the night, but I'm going to tell you, this track, it'll sneak up and bite you real quick.
Yeah, it did. Right there, he was just coming out of turn 4, probably a little too fast trying to catch the field. I don't know, are we going back to green, Joe?
I am still showing right now that the lights are on the pace car, so it hasn't crossed the start-finish line yet. But we will see. It's coming out of turn number 4 as we speak, so we'll see if we've only got one lap to go.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was literally watching the 09 car for a split second. And I saw him spin there. That cut me off there. Back to what I was saying real quick, though. Joe taught me basically everything I know how to get up here and talk with you guys, and you know, a lot of the chemistry that me and Joe have can be attributed to Rick Donovan and what he taught Joe, because everything I know I learned from Joe, who learned from Rick. So, you know, definitely want to thank Rick for helping both of us out and putting us in the position and giving us the tools to succeed. And without Rick and Joe, I don't think we'd both be here right now at this point in the season calling what has been a great race so far and having the privilege to be able to call two of the four Extreme Motorsports 99.com series come next season.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, right now, though, tonight, they put on a heck of a show, and that's more to come as the series goes along. And, right, these guys are about to get stacked up. Nate Trito has led pretty much about every lap here tonight, and he wants to lead that one so important lap is that last one and take victory and lock himself definitely. Right now, pace cars in. We got green flag racing Ryan here, lap 46 tonight of 172. And I tell you what, they're jockeying around behind him, but being very patient out there. And just to briefly jump on what you were saying, not only what we have learned in the past, but the drivers in this league and the viewers out there, we thank each and every one of you. And this right here, the action that they're putting on tonight, man, is what we love. Right now, they are fanned out and looks like a snake coming down the back stretch right there, or actually front stretch, excuse me. As we're watching, Richie Evans has pulled that car back up to 5th place.
Yes, he has. He's been methodically working his way back up to the field, has Richie, after falling back after the start of the race. Just want to give some fans an update here. We started the race with 25 cars. We are now down to 16 left running out on the track. So a lot of the championship contenders that were there in that last accident, the 1399 and the 41, definitely going to pay dividends, the fact that they were involved in that crash and are unable to finish this race. So that is the exact type of thing that, for example, somebody like Nick Hunt really needs to be able to make the chase. He's in a good points position right now, but being able to gain points on guys like that is huge for him as well.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, just another notable name we haven't talked about much tonight, and that is Bryant Ward. We call him No Fear for a reason, because that man in the 44 machine will put that car pretty much anywhere he feels like at any time, any day, any second, or any minute. He is definitely a man that has no fear when it comes to behind the seat and the wheel of a machine here on iRacing. And we've seen it personally firsthand that, look, you try to get on the inside of him, and he don't care if your nose is there. He's going to chop that thing off and stuff it in your trunk.
Yeah, it is, man. That's just the way Bryant Ward drives. He's very aggressive, but he's very smart at being aggressive, I guess you could say. Kind of reminds me of Kyle Busch back when he used to drive in the truck series, just the moves he put on people that were ever going to go ooh and ah, but at the end of the day, if it wins you a race and it looks impressive, that's something Bryant is very good at, is driving the wheels off his 44 machine. And I'm taking a look at the actual back of that Devil Dog car. I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a new sponsor on the back end of that 44 machine, right under the rear deck lid, Ghost Vodka. Heck of a sponsorship to have here at such a strange night here in the desert.
Well, you're looking at his chase cam right now. We're just looking at the back end, but you're 100% right. To have something that says Ghost Vodka and under a full moon here, we've called this track's got curse to it, and he's got ghosts running on his car, like we just said. Perfect example why we call him No Fear. He's like, hey, look, I'll run the devil man beside of me in the doggone passenger seat if I have to, because that's what it is. Matter of fact, guess what his team is? Devil Dog. So there you go. That's why we call him No Fear, number 44. But he has got Delonte Ballard, the 54, coming all up on his back deck lid. And that Toyota machine, as we know, he can get around this track very, very good.
Yes, he can. And it's very interesting to see Delonte Ballard. You know, earlier in the race, we talked about it. The SRA Motorsports team at one point was the first four cars on the inside line on a restart. They've gone from that to having one bullet left in the gun with Delonte Ballard there in the number 54 Toyota, and he's running 7th. He's trying to carry the flag for that team and try to get the best finish he can, as we see a battle for third between the Cannonball Chris Hurlow and Mr. Popularity Tyler Sifford. That was getting pretty dicey there as they went into turn 1. Looks like they're going to sort it out, but the 87 of Christopher Hurlow definitely applying a lot of pressure to the back of Tyler Sifford in that machine.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Mr. Popularity is hoping that, man, the guy behind him don't throw a cannonball at him and cause a caution, because that would not fare well, man, to everybody out there that calls him Mr. Popular. So, hey, nonetheless, the 7 right there is holding on to the 3rd place, but if you look right behind Mr. Christopher there, he's got the number 3 closing in ever so slightly, but behind them is that battle we were just talking about. Behind him, Bryant Ward along with Delonte Ballard. That thing is about to heat up. And look who's sneaking in the picture, as always, and we just don't know where he comes from, but Kryptonite, Jonathan Shipman, he's back.
Yes, he is sneaking his way up here in this battle between the 54 and the 40. Oh, and he gets the 44, just didn't know the 23 was there. Oh.
That's a couple veterans right there. I'm going to tell you what, a good driving job by the 44. I mean, he was ping-ponging off of the 23, bouncing off of he actually hit the number 4 there, Mike Rominger. So, I'm going to tell you, it's a tricky track. That's all I can say, just a tricky track.
Yes, it is. And, you know, we saw the contact there. Not a ton of damage to the 44, and I don't think the 23... Oh, well, the 23 of Jonathan Shipman hit the inside wall, but it didn't look like he hit it too hard, I don't think. But, yeah, it just looks like to me the 44 just didn't know the 23 was there when he came off the corner, the way he just came down. I don't think he was trying to cut Jonathan Shipman off by any means. I just don't think he was there. He got passed by the 54, thought he was clear, and just wasn't.
Well, yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing out there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Tyler might shoot me after the stream, but I've just noticed out there, Ryan, that we have a very special guest out there, one that is probably dearest, obviously Becky, but one dearest to Tyler Sifford's heart, Mr. Popularity, and again, with an unusual last name, kind of fitting for tonight's mood, as we have called Under the Lights here with a full moon and a voodoo-style track, but Miss Spike Zombie. And yes, I said that right, the last word, zombie. That would be Tyler Siffer's new love of his life out here, so he's probably going to strangle me after the stream, Ryan.
Hey, he can strangle it all he wants. It's cool to see that Tyler's got himself somebody that he cares about dearly, and it's nice to see Spike out here watching what her boyfriend can do, and definitely, hey, maybe tonight's the night. Maybe that's all Tyler needed. We saw earlier in the chat, or at least I saw it. Mrs. Sifford said that Tyler very inspired this week. A couple weeks ago, hurt his hand, wasn't able to continue at Pit Crew U, and had to miss the final exams and stuff there. And he's just kind of picking up the pieces and trying to get ready for next year to try to, you know, make his dream of being a pit crew member happen in NASCAR. But, you know, Tyler, even with a bum hand and all in all, very seems to be very happy this week. Definitely a new Tyler Sifford here at the track. Been running in the top 3 the majority of this race. Again, it could be the week for this number 7 car. And just as bad as Nate Trito wants to win, you know Tyler Sifford wants it just as bad, because he knows, hey, everybody gets milk and cookies, and I lock myself into the chase, and I can finally say I beat Jake Nichols.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, I did go down there earlier today, and we saw that the guy down there was talking about he was the team water boy, and I said, man, look, I'm giving $100 to anybody that throws the water bottle out there, Jake Nichols tonight, and wrecks him in turn 3. But we don't want to see that. But anyways, it was kind of cool, and I was messing with him. But hey, can we see a battle between the 7 and Jake tonight? Absolutely. But right now, look who's sitting up there. That 00. That man, I got to say, my heart aches for him. The tragedies he's had happen over the last couple months. But to be up here with lights off on a pace car about to send these monster machines flying at Phoenix, for him to be competitive nonetheless up here running like he is tonight, hats off to Mr. Nick Hunt himself right there as we're about set to go. Green flag racing. Looks like he's going to take that top lane there, Ryan.
Yes, he is, and that's probably pretty smart on behalf of the 00 car of Nick Hunt to take the outside lane, because we've seen guys get loose on the bottom in 3. If he can clear Nate Trito by the time they come off of turn 2 and get a good restart, he may not have to worry so much about overdriving that car on the bottom lane as they're coming through 3 and 4, and won't necessarily have to worry about getting loose.
Absolutely. I tell you what, that pace car is going to take that hard left turn on the pit road and send these massive monster machines a storming around this track here under the light. Phoenix International Speedway for lap 61, 72 green flag, and Nick Hunt gets a heck of a start there. But I tell you what, it's going to be hard as Nate Trito dives it on the inside. Jake Nichols right there. They go 3 wide behind them.
Yes, they do, and we'll get the move by Delonte Ballard that goes really low through that corner. He's going to look to the inside of Jake Nichols as well.
Now, very aggressive move there, but nonetheless, he made it stick in that Toyota, and he is trying to say, look, guys, y'all might be up here in a bunch of Fords, but, man, I'm going to tell you what, I'm bringing the SRA machine up front here in the Toyota, and we've seen him do it before, Ryan, and right now he is making a mockery of that Jake Nichols Racing Solar Flare organization tonight as he is door-to-door taking over second place for Mr. Popularity.
Definitely going to take over that second spot. And it is important to remember for any of the fans out there, Delonte Ballard knows Jake Nichols, Tyler Sifford, and Nate Trito very well, as on the NIS, the NASCAR iRacing Series, they are actually teammates there. They are not teammates here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com, but they do race together and are teammates there with the Solar Flare team for the NASCAR's Peak Antifreeze Series. So, definitely something to remember when these guys are racing around each other. They know how to drive against each other and will drive the wheels off their cars to compete against one another.
Well, I'll tell you what, take it one step further there for you, Ryan. Not only are the NIS, but they were in the Pro Series together in the qualifying and ran in the same team right there. I'll go ahead and say it, the Slip Angle team together. Like you said, not teammates here in Extreme Motorsports, but know each other very, very well. As right now, we got a heck of a duel for third place there as Mr. Popularity is door-to-door banging it out with the man Superman himself. Looks like Nichols might, well, as I say that, Tyler Sifford Powers, well, no, he finally made the pass.
Yes, he did, and a good move by the 73 car of Jake Nichols there, getting in front of his teammate. We know at this point, though, too, as hard as these guys are going to race each other in the top 4, it is obviously a team-against-team battle with SRA versus not Jake Nichols Racing versus Solar Flare Racing. Still trying to get used to that name myself.
Yep, me too.
But the point I'm trying to get at here is while they are going to race each other hard, and these guys are all friends, they aren't going to push the issue yet. They are full on aware. Yes, we've had a lot of cautions early in this race, but we still have over 105 laps to go here at Phoenix. It is nowhere near go time yet. You have not seen what these guys can do, I don't think, to 100% yet. And if Jake Nichols, we know for a fact, if Jake Nichols is holding something in reserves right now and he's running in second or third, he may still have very well the car to beat here late in the race. But Tyler Sifford has also got to be in that category because he's another one that can come up late in the race, as is Delonte Ballard and Nate Trito. The 4 of them are just great, all 4 of them together, great at just coming out of nowhere at the end of these races and just getting awesome finishes.
Well, you're right there. Right now we're watching Aiden Young, and I tell you what, Michelle, tell old Rudy and company over there said hello back from me and Ryan over here. So we got a heck of a battle going on for 7th and 8th, excuse me, as Aiden Young's been able to fire back here. And, hey, right behind him, he's got an old friend for the Truck Series. That would be Richie Evans right there closing in. And, again, the 23, how many lives does that guy got?
Who? I'm sorry.
The 23, Jonathan Shipman, has done pulled it back up in 9th again. And I'm sitting here thinking, man, every time we turn around, he's in an accident. And he's trading positions tonight. Normally we see Nate Trito get up front, get in a wreck, go to the back, come to the front. Tonight, Jonathan Shipman is doing that. Every time we turn around, boom. I was saying, how many lives does that man have?
He's got a lot of lives. Apparently, he's got the one fast fix that he already used tonight. Been keeping that car clean. Now working over the back of Aiden Young, trying to get by for that ace spot. Working really, really hard to try to get around Aiden here. And he'll probably get it. And another guy that we haven't talked a whole lot about, we've mentioned him a few times, Cannonball Chris Hurlow, involved in another early crash, doing the same thing Jonathan Shipman has done tonight. Been able to keep that car in the top 10, running really, really well. and just very interesting and a lot of fun to watch these guys keep coming from the back to the front.
Yeah, it is. Right now, they're picking them up, knocking them down, man, one by one. Right there is a 23. He's got his hands full with the number 3 there, that Good Wrench Chevrolet, and Richie Evans. And, oh, he gets wiggling. He's in the wall a little bit. He saved it. Not too bad. I tell you what, that means that he is, one, he's got an eel-handling car, but two, he is driving the wheel slap off of that thing to try to keep it on the track.
Yeah, he is. I mean, these cars are evil right now, and we're seeing that with all the curse of the track, obviously, but the handling on these cars is just evil coming off of turn 4 for sure. And again, we mentioned it earlier. Now that we finally getting some green flag runs, I think you're starting to see these guys going through 3 and 4. They're running a little bit higher on exit than they were earlier. So maybe that rubber's starting to get down, starting to get a little bit more grip, and these guys are being able to just really figure out how they want to get around this track, and it's starting to come and play into some other guys' hands a little bit more than others.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Nick Hunt is falling off the pace real bad. Don't know, man, if that's by design or if he's just feeling like you just said, I'll use your word, evil handling out here tonight, and it's fitting for what we've seen so far as, man, this track's just been a curse. Now, David Elliott's a man we haven't really talked about. He's just kind of out there in cruise control in the 18 machine. He's right there in 18th, but, behind him, 16 cars here, and he's actually obviously in 16th. So all the other cars after that pretty much done for the night, unfortunately.
Yeah, every single car from 17th on back has exited the race. So only the top 16 are left, and the last car on the lead lap right now is David Elliott in the 18 car, who is 14 seconds behind the leader, Nate Trito.
Well, I tell you what, you're right now. And Nate Trito is actually trying to check out on Jake Nichols and going, hey, look, I formed up with you this season. And by doing that, I think he's learned a lot, Ryan, because, man, we're seeing something we didn't see last season. That man is taking it to Jake Nichols and the rest of the field for that matter, and is holding them off and stretching it out in a long green flag run, not just a short run.
Yeah, definitely been a great race so far, and these guys are battling. Oh, and we have a caution out. Looks like the 22 of Jason Van Cleek.
Okay, 22. He was back there running. Let's see. It might just looks like a single spin. Again, ill handling. We're actually getting a pretty long green flag run, so maybe tires or something that we hadn't been able to talk about all night long might have started playing a factor here. But it looks like, as we're watching the replay here, blinks a little bit there. He got, as they always like to say, blinker. Yep, he came out of, hard lick. Came out of turn 4 and just slapped the wall. And I'm going to tell you what, David Elliott, wow. That was close.
David Elliott did a good job of trying to get through that wreck. Very close there, but a good job by that 18 to get slowed down. And I just want to say, everybody in the chat, I apologize for my typo there, and I appreciate the fact that y'all aren't sensitive about it and that you're making light of it because you're making me laugh again there, because I totally didn't mean to write what I wrote before.
What? What
I meant to write, how's everyone doing? And my finger hit the E instead of W.
Oh, Lord. I tell you.
In the chat, people are writing, hose, where?
Well, they're not on the track, and as we have one of the admins that love to do it, and I'm going to go ahead and do it and say it. He loves 450 on the hoof, and we don't see that we don't see it on the stands. We don't see it in the grandstands, in the concession stands. Well, we might see it in the concession stands because that's where they probably would be, but we definitely ain't going to see them in the cars. Yep, we ain't going to see them in the cars or on the track. So that's for you, old Don Kidder there, my man. So nonetheless, hey, I'm going to tell you what a heck of a dang race off pit road there. Nate Trito holding on to the top spot. Jake Nichols second, but Delonte Ballard right there just slowly trying. Delonte looks like he's got a better short-running style car. Jake Nichols obviously always good on the long runs, but Nate Trito is starting to find that long green flag running. As now we see, I know, as we say, no, it stayed Nate Trito's the man in the lead.
Yeah, Nate Trito is going to stay in the lead there as they got that race off of pit road, and we look back. Delonte Ballard actually looks like he. I'm trying to remember. Was Delonte Ballard? Was he in second when the caution came
Third.
out?
He was in third. He
Was
had
in
lost
third. Okay.
second. Jake had got around him.
Okay, so it looks like everybody then basically has maintained position then following this most recent caution. Maybe a couple positions moved up and down elsewhere. Christopher Hurlow has worked his way back up into the top 5 again, that Old Spice Chevrolet as well.
He has. And I'll tell you what, now, most notably, John Houston there in 6 and Aiden Young in 7. Jonathan Shipman, I don't know where the heck he's coming from all night long, but he's right there too. And to round out the top 10, Mike Rominger and Ricky Evans right there. And what are you laughing at? I'm looking at.
RNP just spoiled the second duel for me.
Oh, yeah. Denny Hamlin? Well,
yeah.
Go figure.
Oh, well, it happens. Nobody tell me how Ryan Blaney did.
Tell him how Ryan Blaney did. Somebody tell him how he did.
No,
I'm going to text it on my phone. Go ahead, tell him.
No, don't tell me how he did, please. Give me a reason to watch the duel.
Well, right now we got a duel in the desert, Ryan, here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Pay attention to the race. What's wrong with you?
I was reading the chat.
I know. I ain't got to give you a hard time. Lights off on the pace car. About to send these monster machines flying out here. And this race has been everything we've expected it to be tonight. Thrills, spills, and crashes everywhere. And Ryan typing hose in the chat. So, hey, nonetheless, man, we're about to set these machines flying to gear at lap 82 or 172. We're not even hardly. Are we halfway yet?
Lap
no.
172 is the max, so
no, we're not even halfway yet.
30, 35.
Well, 80 and 80 is 160, so I know we ain't halfway yet.
Yeah, you're right. We're not quite there yet.
But I tell you what, pace car took a hard left turn, green flag in the air. Nate Trito takes off, man. Like you said, say it, Ryan.
He gets fired off in a turn 1, shot out of a cannon. Did the number 73 actually is going to be the one shot out of a cannon. He's going to get a huge run on his teammate Nate Trito to the outside as they come off of turn 2. They're going to be door to door as they head to turn 3.
Yeah, they are door to door right here. Superman's kind of doggone flapping his cape in the wind. The hard charger saying, hey, wait a minute, man. This is my race. Get out of here. What's wrong with you? But now they are door to door, and luckily that's going to help the man behind them, Delonte Ballard and Tyler Sifford there, as they are still glued side by side.
Yeah, they are. They're going to keep it side by side, too, as they're coming off of turn 2 again. Nate Trito still looking to the inside, and Delonte Ballard's going to look to make this a 3-car battle as they go to turn 3. I don't think he'll take it 3 wide yet, but Delonte now looking to the inside of Jake as they're going to come off of turn 4, and he tips Jake Nichols.
Oh, well, now that's the first time we've ever seen that happen.
What a crash, too, off of turn 4. I'll say it, pile up in turn 4.
I'll tell you what.
Car stuck backwards on the barrels. It's the 23 of Jonathan Shipman.
Well, you know, we don't have a daggum nickname for Delonte Ballard, but he just went up there and told Superman, get out of the way, and just yanked the cape off of him, and they were just all battling very hard here. And I'm going to tell you, that has got to be, I'm going to just say it, that's got to be history right there. I do not think I have ever seen a hard dual battle race and Jake Nichols get involved in a wreck since I've been calling it here in Extreme Motorsports 99.
Yeah, I don't have any words for that one. And poor Jonathan Shipman, if you can get a shot on that, he got stuck on the barrels. He had no choice but to reset the car. He was stuck backwards with the back end of the car in the air.
Well, I'll tell you what, and to take nothing away there in that incident, we're just watching the replay here. Does not look like anything intentional or anything like that. Just two guys trying to get the same real estate. And again, it's the track. This track does it. Now, the good thing is Nichols has a fast fix. He can use it. And he just did, as we just seen him right here in pits. Bad thing is that's the only one. So he's going to be marred in traffic. He's going to have to be cautious to get back up there. But we've seen him do it. I mean, the man won at Atlanta 2 laps down, started 31st at Indianapolis, and came back and finished 3rd there. So he knows how to do it through the field. I mean, hey, I got to say it now. It begs the question, the two guys out front, Nate Trito and Delonte Ballard, because I don't think Nate Trito's won this season. So these two guys, actually the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Heck, the top 10 hasn't won. So if it stayed like this, we'd have a first-time winner in the Cup Series so far this season.
Yeah, if it stays this way, we're going to have a first-time winner. We may have a first-time in the Cup Series. I'm sorry. We may have a first-time winner in the Cup Series, period, let alone just this season.
And I tell you what, John out there talking about who hasn't wrecked yet. Well, Nate Trito.
See, now, that's the entire reason that I expect Hard Charger to come up here and smack you right upside the head. Why would you jinx the 97 like that? The poor guy just wants to lead and win the race, man.
Well, but he was in a battle. Now, I'm going to tell you what. He actually, I got to give my hats off to him. That last year, he probably would have door slammed, and I know probably admins are going to, beat up for saying, but probably last year he probably would have door slammed Jake Nichols trying to do the racing he did. But man, he has learned so much patience, so much calmness and whatnot. And he sat there side by side dueling it out as lights are off on the pace car. But now he's got Delonte Ballard, and he's got to be thinking, man, I just saw what he did to Jake. Is he gonna do that to me?
Yeah, well, the one comforting thing, I guess, that Nate Trito is going to have on this restart is that he's got his teammate in the 7 car behind him. And one car that picked his way through that accident, got to give a shout to Aiden Young, should have been dead to rights involved in that crash. Finds himself in 4th place now here. A good move by that 09 car to make it through that, and he's still not used his faster pair, so that number 9 car may still have a little bit in reserves as well here as we're coming to the restart.
Yeah, he is. Pace car's coming out turn number 4, going to take that hard left turn off a pit road. Nate Trito's going to be like, hey, look, I want to lead some more and keep this lead. As green flag, he gets a good jump there. Mr. Popularity behind him right there is door to door with Delonte Ballard, and I tell you what, that lonely Toyota up there is saying, hey, look, guys, y'all might have a dominance as far as a team goes, but I'm coming up here for SRA. I know you all too well, gentlemen, and I know how you race. I know your little secrets that y'all got. I know this and that. I'm coming up here, and I'm going to smack y'all guys around. I'm going to rain on the parade here at Phoenix International Speedway.
Yeah, and it's interesting to note right now, we look at the top 4 spots. It's Ford, Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, so all 3 manufacturers represented in the top 4 spots. Aiden Young looking to get by Tyler Sifford here to try to make it 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 positions.
Yeah, he is right now. We're riding along. Aiden Young sitting in 4th, but he's going to have his hands full here by that man we saw, No Fear, Brian Ward. He's got his hands full with the number 4, who had bounced back from earlier on. So those two's a little involved in a little accident, but nonetheless, the 44 and the 4, they are almost their nose to tail. And the number 9 there, Aiden, is hanging on the 4th place. If that young man comes out of here in 4th place tonight, man, he's going to have a party up north.
Yes, he is. He'll be celebrating along with the rest of the S-Man Motorsports crew because, like we mentioned earlier in the race, he understands he is one of those drivers right now who is not going to make the chase. A good run like this would pay huge dividends for Aiden Young to be able to try to race his way into the chase. Heck, maybe even try to get himself a win, sneak one out, be the underdog that we know he is with the Underdog Aiden Young nickname that we gave him back a number of weeks ago. But while we're talking about underdogs, let's give a call real quick to the 27 car of Michael Muller. I saw somebody in the chat saying they were watching him. Michael Muller has been running really well this race, has missed a bunch of the cautions in that 27 car, finds himself in 11th spot right behind Jake Nichols after starting 25th. A good, consistent night by that 27 machine, just putting himself in the right spot.
Yeah, it is right now. He is running along right there in the 11th spot, just kind of gradually there. And right behind him, you got, David Elliott's a little bit further back there. But you also got Jonathan Shipman, who's 3 laps down, trying to get back up there. Jake Nichols being very patient in front of Michael Muller. And, again, that's just what it takes. But a heck of a battle in front of them between Richie Evans. And I tell you, whoa, I don't know what happened up here.
Wow, what a power move by the 00, and Nick Hunt took it 4 wide on the apron and made the pass.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's rewind that because I saw Man, I tell you what, I saw door-to-door 88 and the 3 right there. Nick Hunt's right in front of him, but all of a sudden the 44, what it was the 44 got loose. That's what it was.
We got another four-wide battle. The 88 and the 44 got together again off of turn 2. Bryant's not going to be happy with that one, I don't think.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now things are starting to heat up here in the desert as it has been all night long. These guys are getting very racy. Here's the 88 machine's trying to hang on. The 4's trying to hang on. The 44, now all 4 of those gentlemen know each other very, very well. They have raced against each other for a very long time, and they're racing multiple series with each other. So these guys out here probably are feeling very confident racing this hard around each other, Brian.
Yeah, it's very nice to see because with even such a small field left, we're seeing some of the hardest and most action-packed racing we've seen all season here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com's Cup Series. And these guys are just putting on, as you like to say, they're putting on a clinic out here. We're seeing bumps, we're seeing bangs, we're seeing crashes, we're seeing torn-up cars running in 4th place. We're seeing guys with brand-new cars trying to work their way through the field. I mean, and we talk about championship implications. Nate Trito needs a win to get in the chase. Delonte Ballard, same thing. Tyler Sifford, same deal. Aiden Young needs to have good runs to make the chase. Nick Hunt's in that class. All 5 of those guys are all in the top 5 positions. Richie Evans still trying to make the chase. The entire top 10 has not won a race this season. And Mike Rominger is still out here in the 9th position. We haven't even talked about him. He was able to win the fun run last week. And I'll bet he still has some in reserve as well. So these guys, it's just, we got the biggest names at ExtremeMotorsports99.com running up at the front in this race. The best are left standing and the best are battling it out for what is just a huge race in the overall picture for the series.
Yep, absolutely agree with you there. Well, I'll tell you what, was you going to write a book, man, on that one there? Because that was kind of awesome.
They call me a lyrical wizard.
That is Ryan for you, folks. He is a lyrical wizard. I have no clue what that is. If it's, did he say lyrical wizard or lyrical lizard? I don't know. But anyways, nonetheless, you're right. We got a heck of a battle here coming to lap 100 of 72. Going to have a 72 laps here for a shootout. And we got, like you just said, the best of the best here of ExtremeMotorsports99.com. As right now, Mike Rominger is all up the back end there of the 44. And he's got Jake Nichols trying to sniff and run him down. Nichols got to be very patient to get through here. So he's going, man, these 2 guys in front of me, I got to get a little nervous. If they start beating and banging, I don't know which way to go.
Yeah, and Jake, though, doing exactly, I would say, as we pretty much expected, had to get the UOL penalty for the last caution, comes to the pit lane, gets his damage fixed, goes to the back, and now finds himself in 10th spot with 51 laps to go now, and he's got another 5 positions right in front of him, and he'll be back in the top 5 again. So,
Yep.
Jake Nichols certainly not out of this thing by any means. We've mentioned that he, came back from a 2-lap deficit to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway just a few weeks ago, looking to kind of do the same deal here again, but he's going to have to catch his teammates who are dominating up in the top 3, as Tyler Sifford now is also starting to lose touch with his teammates up there, or not his teammates, I'm sorry, he's starting to lose touch with his teammate Nate Trito and his rival driver Delonte Ballard, who is actually starting to catch up to the 97 a little bit.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, as we see Nichols, man, going through the field there just a little bit as he passes Bryant Ward, but right in front of him, there's a heck of a battle going on. As you see the door-to-door there with Nick Hunt, Richie Evans, you got John Houston right there. Those guys are stacked up. Houston's behind him going, hey, guys, man, which way we need to go? And there you go. You got the 2 old veterans. And, they touch.
Net code right there for sure. The 00 able to hang on there. A great job by Nick Hunt. Was looking at the inside wall, saved that machine. He'll get back rolling. He's going to fall in line behind the 23. Not going to lose too much ground, but he's definitely going to have lost quite a few spots there. And I want to thank John Marine in the chat. I made a mistake. I said 52 laps to go because I was thinking the Xfinity race last night. It is now 70 or less than 70 laps to go. Thank you.
Yep, and right now your leader up front, hard charging Nate Trito. He's got over a half-second lead over Delonte Ballard, and then you got Mr. Popularity back there in the 7 trying to run around, but that Toyota's going if I could just get up there. But, man, it's a huge gap between Tyler Sifford and Aiden Young, who is riding around right there in the 4th spot, just kind of cruising a little bit. And Richie Evans moving up in the 5th. That's where most of your action sits, is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, as Jake Nichols has moved back up to 7th. You know, he's kind of picking them off and knocking them down slowly but surely.
Yes, he is. He's been doing a really good job this race. Jake Nichols has been able to keep that thing running really, really well. And just want to give a call right now, just taking a look, looking back through the field. I thought everybody from 15th on back was out of this race. Christopher Hurlow has rejoined the track 20 laps down, trying to salvage a finish here in that 87 machine. Good effort by Christopher Hurlow to stay in this race, getting all that damage fixed and going to give it a shot here to, if you know, some other people have some problems up in front of him here in the field, try to get as many points as he can, because Christopher Hurlow is another one who can still get into the chase on points. It is crucial for him to try to finish this race.
I agree with you right now. We're seeing a heck of a battle, and you're right 100% on that one. Ryan is right now. Jake Nichols trying everything he can to get around that number 88, crafty number 88 of John Houston there, because, man, he's tried to look low, look high. John Houston's taking that ride around. I do want to appreciate John Marine out there in the chat. Appreciate that sub and the like out there. Hey, this is what you come to expect, me and Ryan here. Some of the broadcasts I do on this channel, I do by myself, but for the most part, me and Ryan's up here in the booth, just yip-yapping and calling races and having fun doing it. And tonight has been no different, as we see a heck of a battle between Nichols and John Houston as they are side by side.
Yeah, they are, and it's a good battle there, as we actually are starting to see a little bit of a repeat of last year's Truck Series Championship battle going on just ahead of them. The number 3 car, Richie Evans, is starting to run down Aiden Young in that 09 machine.
Yes, he is. He's going to run him down just a little bit. He's got a little bit of ways to go there, and then they've got a long way to go to catch Tyler Sifford in the 4th spot there. But, man, I know we talk about him a lot, Jake Nichols. And I know a lot of the guys here, they're like, man, I just don't understand it. I'm watching him come through the field, and it just amazes me, because I really wish that I had half or a quarter of the skill that he does or what he's doing. But I noticed something down there, Ryan. Go ahead and pull him on up. We got Rick Donaldson sitting in our staging room right down there.
All right, let's bring him up here and see if he wants to have a small conversation with us. If I can just get my TeamSpeak to come up.
Rick Donaldson, notice who's down there in the staging room. You got a copy?
Absolutely, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, this is a thriller, and I know as an admin, y'all are down there probably wanting to throw the popcorn, the hot dogs, and everything at the TV going, come on, guys. But for the most part, it's been a heck of a race here under the lights at Phoenix International Speedway.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, we knew going into this thing that we was going to have a tough race here tonight for these guys, and we had a tough race last night in the Xfinity Series, but I wanted to jump up here right quick, Joe, and just come up and just personally thank the viewers out there for being here with us tonight and continuing to be here with us tonight, and wanted to make a big announcement.
All right, well, you go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend.
Absolutely. I just want to let the viewers out there know that we appreciate their support. Wednesday night, make sure to tune in with us for our Xfinity Series. And, Joe, if I can, I am also, we're going to be working with Dre Broadcasting.
Yep.
Dre Broadcasting's been working with our Truck Series, been bringing some exciting action on Tuesday nights. And I wanted to share a link down there, but, Joe, it's not letting me do it. So should I just give you the link or what?
Well, I'll tell you,
if Joe gives you admin abilities, Rick, in the chat for the YouTube streams, you will be able to post links.
Yeah, do me one favor. Just go ahead and do a post in the chat, and I'll be able to give you admin ability, and you'll be able to post up. I should have done that long before now, and but sometimes, you know me, it slips my mind.
I'm not sure if it's allowing me to or not. It looks like it's kind of great
just
out
say,
there.
Just say like hey or something in the chat, and I'll be able to click on your name.
All right, there we go.
All right, good deal. That's what I needed. Hang on just a second.
I am sorry, folks. I just want to make sure you guys don't miss out on the action on Wednesday night for our Xfinity Series. Dre Broadcasting is going to be bringing that action in for Wednesday nights with the broadcasters there as well. And let's see if we can make this thing work.
Yep.
Right there it is, folks. Make sure to click on that link. Get over there. Subscribe to Dre Broadcasting. I'd just like to share a little bit of broadcasting. We got a lot of things coming for next season. We're going to be broadcasting everything from our Cup Series, our Xfinity Series, our Truck Series, and including the K&N Series. We're going to be broadcasting it live right across the board for everybody out there to tune in and to be able to watch all the action right here and from ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Real quick, Joe, just want to give a couple of shout-outs to some folks out there. Becky Sifford's been with us for a long time. Becky, thank you for being here. Chris Harvey, always see him in here. ibog.co. Oh, Jason Allison, I tell you what, last night sent you a text message. Some of the broadcasters definitely wanted to talk to you. And I hope I'm not missing anybody. I wonder where Sweet Tea is. Sweet Tea, you out there? If you are, say something to me. Let me see you talk a little bit. Make sure she's got her popcorn up in the stands, Joe.
I'll tell you what, I haven't seen her all night long, but I know she doesn't really talk much, but she loves the action here at Extreme Motorsports 99. And you're right. I told everybody, check out Monday, Tuesday night, Dre broadcasting right there. And Dave, he's out there in the chat. He's chatting up a cool breeze, man. I tell you, it was good talking to him last night. And, again, so, like Rick said, folks, Monday, Tuesday, Dre broadcasting, Wednesday, Thursday. Check us out here online, Sim Racing Network. It's going to be an awesome next season. I'm looking forward to it. And again, me and Ryan both had to thank you, Rick, for giving us this opportunity.
Well, I tell you what, the opportunity is, hey, I'm the one that's very thankful. Ryan, Joe, you guys do a wonderful job up here. See nothing but great things being talked about you guys week to week in here. I've gotten some good comments about Dre broadcasting. A lot of people are wanting to see them get involved here with us, and I tell you what, we got them on board. These guys are as excited as we are about getting this thing going on. Just wanted to make a special announcement, and again, folks, thank you so much out there today for tuning in with us week to week. I've got some cool stuff that's in production right now. Joe, I'm going to tell you what, next season, we're going to start passing out some stuff to our viewers out there. We're going to make some fun and games, and we're going to get some ExtremeMotorsport99.com merchandise out there to them. And we just got to come up with some fun stuff for these folks. That way they can get their hands on some free stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm still waiting for my hat, okay?
Hats are in the works. T-shirts are in the works. I got all kinds of things starting in the works. But I tell you, we got to make sure we take care of these viewers out here, too. We don't want to forget about them. And I tell you what, I do got to get back down here to racing and broadcasting. Not broadcasting, but adminning this thing. And I know it's going to be heated in the hauler tonight. I've even got some admins that got in trouble tonight that admin another series. So I chewed on them Tuesday night. I guess they're going to chew on me tonight. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I'll tell you what, as always, appreciate you coming up here, man, and giving all those great announcements. And like I was telling you, Ryan, earlier on, we got a lot of great things coming as we got green flag, pit stop, and 50 laps to go, Rick. So far, looks like, cross our fingers, man, this track hasn't, we've had a long green flag run, so hopefully it stays that way. And you gentlemen down in the booth down there can have a calm, cool, and collective rest of the night.
Absolutely. And one last time, shout out there to John Marine. Thank you for tuning in. The RN, R72, thanks for tuning in. And yes, David, we'll get you a hat. We'll get you some merchandise out there to you, because we definitely want you guys being able to throw that out to the viewers as well. Becky Seaford, I ain't seen T. Must have that popcorn all just filled up right now and just going back and forth. But thank you all for being here, and I continue to keep seeing the same faces. We're going to make sure we can get them some stuff out there. But other than that, I'm going to go. I'm going to get out of here. Ryan, Joe, thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, well, appreciate it. And as always, I tell you what, folks, that right there, that's Rick Donathan, man. He's the owner here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. We were talking about him early on in the stream, Ryan, and it's just fitting there. So definitely the official word from him and from the camp down there. You heard it yourself first right here tonight. And I guess, Ryan, I'm trying to not get emotional.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I know what all this means to you, and being as successful as we've been this season with all these awesome fans and all the leagues that make us what we are. I will say this, Joe. For as much credit as you give me for helping me out, you've led the charge and brought this whole channel and everything that we do to where it is, and so I do want to appreciate your work for that. And you definitely deserve a lot of the credit for all of this stuff that's going on, but can't be done without all the fans. And I am just like you, as emotional as I am about all this, having fun, just being up here with you. I cannot wait for next season now. It is going to be an absolute honor, not just to be able to call the Cup Series again, but we are the main broadcast for the Xfinity and Cup Series, and we'll be working closely with Trey Broadcasting for the Truck and K&N. So that's just awesome to see. Even two different broadcasting companies work together as a whole to bring the best product we can to ExtremeMotorsports99.com and every other league that we work with.
I absolutely agree with you, but nonetheless, we don't want to take away from the action that is here tonight under the lights at Phoenix International Speedway. That's what we all come to see and we all come to love. Yes, hey, you like hearing me and Ryan up here talk, and you all talk about Joe-isms and Ryan hype and all that stuff, but hey, these guys are definitely giving us a show under the lights of Phoenix International Speedway, and this is what we do there each and every week at Thursdays here at Extreme Motorsports 99. Call this action with a star-studded field here, and right now Delonte Ballard, the man out front, he's got Nate Trito all over his back deck lid. I do not think he has taken his green flag pit stop as of yet.
Who is this, Delonte Ballard, you said?
Delonte Ballard is out front. Has he taken his green flag? I mean, we were talking, I was watching some of them.
He has to have. There's no way he should be in front of Nate Trito if he hasn't, and it would be a heck of a job for him to be. I'm taking a look. I just noticed something out of the corner of my eye. Mike Rominger got door-to-door with the 88 machine on lap 129 for Mike. Spun to the inside. That number 4 machine blew its engine. So Mike,
man, unfortunate.
Done for the night.
Well, as we were just watching that right there, I was watching Mr. Popularity, and the 23 just got side by side, and the 23 of Jonathan Shipman held on to it again. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, let's go back up front here just for a second, Ryan, because the battle's about to heat up with 42 laps to go. Nate Trito's not in a spot he hasn't been all night long, and he's looking going, how in the world do I get around this Toyota? Where'd he come from? Because, man, he's took over my top spot. I put it on pole. I've led 114 laps. I've done seen this picture painted a million times. I'm coming out here, I'm dominating, doing everything, and then I get the wind ripped away from me. Not saying it's over with, but he's definitely been in this position too many times.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're down to the final 40 laps to go here. I do believe these guys are going to have one more pit stop to go. I'm actually taking a look. I'm going to use Tyler Sifford to figure out how many laps these guys were green there, because I know, I mean, we understand it was a very long green flag run that time. See if I can find it here. 122. So between the last caution at lap 87 to lap 122 was what the fuel run was. So at that rate, let me do some math here. 122 minus 87 is 35 laps. So these guys definitely have to pit one more time. You could pit at lap, if these guys were to pit at lap 138, they could make it to the end from there, Joe.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question, since you're the, I'm going to call you the mad scientist of numbers up there for us here on Thursday night. Let me ask you this. They're going to have to make another pit stop right now. We see nose to tail right there, Delonte and Nate. If you're Nate Trito and knowing that information, do you just sit there and ride instead of pushing the issue of trying to get around him?
I mean, personally, I've never been in the type of position that Nate Trito is in, but I mean, I would. I don't see really a huge emphasis on trying to push the issue. if he was that much faster than the 54, perhaps there would be an advantage to get around him and make as big a gap as he can. But we saw that the 54 made up that gap that Nate had over him before the green flag pit stop. So right now, if you're Nate, you just need to get into the pits and make a mistake-free stop next time. That's your focus. Save your car. You're only going to have a few laps to go when you pit. So there's no point in trying to push the issue now, rip your stuff up, and lose time to the 54, because the 54, if he gets a huge thing, all he has to do is pit, maybe even take 2 tires and a full tank of fuel or half a tank to make it to the end, and he's going to be gone.
Well, let me ask you this question. Think anybody will go in there without any tires?
Yes. I think we will see at least one guy make that attempt. Heck, it could be Tyler Sifford. You see where he is right now. He's only about a second behind, and his teammate, Jake Nichols, is another 5 seconds back behind Tyler. So while Jake is starting to catch these front 3, the best thing in the world that Tyler Sifford can see in front of him is his not his 2 teammates, but his teammate fighting Delonte Ballard in that 54 machine. And if Tyler can continue to get closer and closer while these 2 are fighting, he could definitely gamble, take no tires, just to splash the fuel, and get back out there in the final 5 laps and steal a win away from these 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And back here, we're watching. Well, you got to look at guys like Bryant Ward that's back there. Even though he's about 13 seconds back, still he could benefit from going, if it's 3-4 laps to go, do I just come in, splash fuel, get out there, and maybe get a 5, 6, 7, 8 second lead and try to hold off? We know tires will be at a premium here. Obviously, caution at this point, ruins everything at that end. But guys back here, Richie, Evan, and Bryant Ward, these guys got nothing to lose to try to gamble like that, since we're talking about being so close to the end.
Yeah, and and the unfortunate thing is, though, if you are a driver, for example, like Michael Muller, who could definitely use a win here to put himself in not only a good point spot, but try to make the chase with a win, because I'm not sure if Michael is in the top 20 in points or not. And Aiden Young got very loose in turn 1 there. I was riding with the 27. I just happened to see that. Aiden got really loose as they went into turn 1 that time. Looks like he wheel hopped it, able to hang on to that 09 car. But, Michael Muller, being as far back as he is, his only hope would be right now to come in, for example, right now and short pit and try to make up ground that way. But if you're this far back, even if you take no tires, it's not going to give you enough of an advantage. A no tire stop is going to have to be, I would say, for anybody in the top 4 positions right now, because they're the only ones that can get the distance far enough away doing that to potentially win the race at that point.
I got you. Okay, well, a lot of scenarios can play out here with 30 laps to go. Obviously, caution pulls it out. Now, we just got the word here that if Nate Trito wins this, we're going to have a very special guest come back up here in the booth with us, and we're going to let old Rick Donington himself up here interview that man. So, Nate's even got even more incentive to try to get up there to win this one tonight. But right now, he's got his hands full. And he's got to find a way around that 54. And we know the 54, he gave, Jake Nichols, Mr. Superman himself, all he can handle. He's going to give the number 97 hard charging Nate Trito everything he can handle.
Yeah, and trying to be as objective as I can here and unbiased, but I will say, if there's a guy in the top 4 or 5 that I am really pulling for, I'll be honest, it is Tyler Sifford. That man helped me out a number of weeks ago when the Daytona 500 that I ran. He's been a good friend to me ever since I came here to Extreme. So to see him finally on a week that he's having where everything's been going so well for him to get a win here, that would be pretty cool to see, as well as special it would be for anybody else that were able to pick up the win tonight.
Well, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and say it out there, Michelle. I do appreciate it. I've seen your rock gardens at times as we're watching this lead up here, and those are awesome creations that to do. But before you finish that one right there that says Fusion on the end, I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement, as you will see in the next coming of weeks, as we do see
we're seeing pit
Nate
stops.
Trito came into pits right there. But I want to go ahead and give you that so that you don't, I don't want to say, lack of a better word, waste time, but might want to change that Fusion to Online Sim Racing Network, because that will be what myself will be unveiling Under YouTube, it will be OSR Network. So look forward to that. So new things, new happenings coming. So just let you know there, Michelle, before you go all the paintings, because I've seen you do a tremendous, awesome job on those paintings with the rocks, and they're awesome. So definitely got the Dree broadcasting here in Extreme. You got ExtremeMotorsports99.com, and then now, like I said, you're going to have its online sim racing network. Myself here, and obviously Ryan W. Daniels up here with me.
And I'm sorry for cutting you off there with my noise of excitement, Joe, but I just saw Tyler Sifford, heck of a pit stop there in that 7 car. He leapfrogs his teammate, Nate Trito, and now it's going to be down to them running down the 54 of Delonte Ballard on new tires. They've made their final stop, and I did see the 97 get loose off the corner that time. I don't know if he fell a little bit further back from Tyler when they came off of 4. Tyler might be the car to beat right now.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you right there a minute, Ryan, because think back a minute. We just said it. Remember Jake Nichols got involved in the wreck. He's on an off pit stop from everyone else. Can he go the entire way?
I want to say Jake pit at the same time, though, that the other of the top 4 did, because that caution came out. Everybody ran the same distance on fuel.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. I would totally agree with you at any other point, but I did believe that was the case, and as it would turn out, Tyler, I'm telling you, Tyler Sifford is going to siphon out as the lead here, ladies and gentlemen. I saw the 00 of Nick Hunt. It looked like he took 2 tires, but he is not ahead of Tyler Sifford. Tyler Sifford is 1 lap down in the lead, and he gets loose going into 3. Uh-oh.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, he's doing a heck of a Von Griffin Jr. slide. Man, that was a slide. That's going to bring 97 coming like a bullet, and he's going to make the pass. But, man, that is a driving job.
And Becky called it in the chat. She goes, stop talking about it, stop talking about it. And sure enough, unfortunately, we jinxed him. Now it's going to be the battle is going to be on. The 97 and the 7 this is the battle for the lead, unless the 54 does not take tires. But he just took 2 in the pit lane. 54 is taking 4 tires. It's going to siphon out right here. This is it.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen right here as the 54's coming out of the pits right now. We're going to have 20 laps to go. Now, I'm going to tell you, with that slide, you obviously know that warms those tires up a little bit, but Tyler Sifford is...
Just gave him grip.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is the number 54 machine there is not that far off of these 2 in front, and we know what kind of car he has on the short run.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-car battle for sure. You know, these 2 short pitting definitely got them the track position to get in front of the 54, but while they've been out there now running on a few lap older tires now compared to the 54, it's going to be one thing to catch these 2. It's another thing to pass them, but the 54 does have about 3 or 4, maybe even closer to 5 lap pressure tires, and you are right. I'm more or less just being optimistic with the 74 that it gave him grip on the tires. That definitely is going to affect the handling of that 7 car for sure. So Tyler, and now he is going to be working his butt off to get around the 97, because, you know, we're talking about it. They can see that 54 getting bigger and bigger in both of their mirrors. As we have some smoke in turn 1 and 2, I think everything is okay over there, though.
Well, I'll tell you what, we say the tires are hurting him, but now look at that. Number 7 pulls up on the deck lid of the 97 there of Nate Trito. As we're seeing a 3-car battle right here between Tyler, Delonte, and, Nate, Tyler, and Delonte. Jake Nichols, though, is about 4 to 5 seconds behind these guys. Now, Richie Evans, the man out front, don't forget about him. He is leading. Now, with that said, I see Tyler has done 6 pit stops. And, well, with that said, never mind. Here comes Richie Evans. He has done 6. That puts the lead to Bryant Ward, who has done 7 pit stops. Now, Ryan, I just, I don't know. I mean, you know, we're seeing these amount of pit stops, but they must be off-cycled or something. But, you know, can these guys stretch it? Are they willing to try that?
they're just not going to make it. That's the problem here. It's a 35-lap fuel run. Really, the gamble that both Aiden Young and Bryant Ward are having right now by staying out so long is they're waiting for a caution. That's really what they need at this point, because then they can come in, and I think you'd have no choice after being out for more than 5 or 6 laps but to come in at that point, even if you are Nate Trito, Tyler Sifford, etc., because your tires at that point are going to be so much older than Bryant's and Aiden's would be on a restart there.
Well, I agree totally with you right there. As Tyler Sifford has failed to 5th, and the 54 has gotten around him and has set his eyes and setting sights right there on the 97 of Nate Trito. And again, I have got to bring it up, and I know Nate's probably going to be like, Joe, you need to be quiet, because he's seen this darn picture and movie play out, as we like to say, many times. Jake Nichols stole it away from him, and I forgot who was the other guy that stole it away from him. But in the last of David, okay, well there you go, David Schutt, and now the teammate of David Schutt is right there behind him. So I'm gonna say it: no love lost between these two teams here in Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Even though they outside of Extreme might be teammates, inside of Extreme, they are like, hey, gunslingers, and they're sitting there about ready to draw. And right now the 54 is all over the deck lid of the 97. Folks, this is probably going to cycle to what the lead will be. 54 knows that if he can get around the 97, then I feel, and man, he pulls up on the deck lid.
And I'll tell you what, Joe, we're taking a look right now. There's another guy slowly creeping his way into the picture here. And it's becoming a bit more fast-paced as this race continues to go on. Well, and that is the gentleman that is running right behind the 7 car as they come up for turn 4.
Yeah, it is. We always have to say it. That's the man in the 73 machine right there of Jake Nichols. Now, Delonte Balder's trying to do the same thing that Nate Trito did earlier. What line do I got to take? And look, he dives on the inside of the dog leg, and he thought about taking it 3 wide, but said no. He might try to use one of these lap cars to his advantage.
Yeah, they are, and we see Aiden Young is going to get a point for leading a lap here tonight. A good effort by that 09 machine, but he's going to have to bring it in. And this lap traffic, you're right, is going to play into effect here as these leaders are trying to work their way around both Christopher Hurlow and Nick Hunt now in the 00. The battle still continues on as Tyler Sifford is now starting to reel these 2 leaders back in because of this lap traffic.
Well, I tell you what, if you think, man, it was an exciting race all the way through here, folks, we're heading into 9 laps to go, and Delonte Ballard moves up there. Now, he has already shown that, hey, look. Oh. Yeah, I see it back there, but he has already shown that, hey, look, I'm not scared of the, what do we call them, the solar flare teammate guys. So he's looking, he's looking and going, hey, I'm here, and I don't want to say it, but man, if this is what it ends up on the last lap, I'm starting to have flashbacks of Bristol.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit there. We know the last time they were out of short track, tempers did flare after the race, and it was at the expense of the 97 car. But Tyler Sifford got really high going into 3 and 4 that last time by, and Jake Nichols made the pass with ease as they came out of turn 4. Jake Nichols, just a few laps to go now. Jake is closing in on these 2 leaders. It's going to become a 3-horse race. Could Tyler Sifford still steal this win if the 3 leaders were to get together is the question now.
It is. Well, the 54 has to be thinking in the back of his mind, man, that 73 is on a rampage and is coming very fast. He does this at the end of the races here, so he is trying everything. On his mind is like, look, I've got to get around this 97 machine. And then Nate Trito's out there going, you have got to be kidding me. These 2 guys again, really? SRA, and now he's looking on the inside.
Yes, he is, and Nate's going to have no choice but to give him the room. He's going to run him low, but the 54 car is going to have that preferred lane, and that's going to put these 2 side-by-side racing, and that's going to reel in that 73 car even more of Jake Nichols, who is continuing to close in on these 2 here late in the race. Now the 54, I can't talk now late in this race, and I apologize. The 54 is going to get loose on the bottom here, able to hold that position as the 97 as they come back to the start-finish line. Less than 5 laps to go now.
It is. They are still door to door for the lead up here. The 54 is on the inside of the 97. Looks like he might take it here. We always say that in a dog leg, but then again, they come off and they're still side by side. The man benefiting for this is that man right there in the 73 machine who is now on the deck lid of 97. Like you just said a minute ago, Ryan, what, 3-horse race?
Yeah, it is. 3-horse race here with 4 laps to go now. It's going to be Nate Trito's turn to try to get back around, and I'll be honest, Nate Trito got moved at Bristol a bit to win, for David Shutt to win that race. Delonte Ballard has not won this season. Nate Trito has not won this season. And Nate, again, is in the position where he can fall back on points. I don't know that Delonte Ballard is in that same category. So Nate may take it easy here, or he may really push the issue here with just a couple laps to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, the number 73 wiggled. Boy, he had to get hard onto the brakes going in there, but he is side by side. It looks like he's going to make that pass. Now, with that pass being made right there, folks, Jake Nichols puts it into second. Man, I'll tell you what, 3 laps to go here in the Desert Phoenix International Speedway under the lights, folks. I tell you what, Delonte Ballard hasn't won this season, and he wants it bad. Jake Nichols, we know, has. Earlier on, we saw those two cats side by side, and they contacted each other, and that's why Nichols all race long has had to battle back. Does he have enough time, Ryan?
I don't know. It's going to take a slip up by the 54 as they're coming to the white flag. Jake's going to have to really dive it into turn 1, but there is some lap traffic in front of the 54, and they are side by side for position. Going to be interesting to see what happens here as they're going to come off of turn 2. I'm going to let you call it to the finish here, Joe, as it's the final lap.
I'll tell you what, last lap here, coming around here, white flags out for that man and the number 54 there, SRA Machines. His teammates won this season, the David Nightmare Shutt. Can Delonte Ballard hang on here for one more time around? Coming out of turn number 4, he is going to win here tonight, Phoenix International Speedway, under the lights, folks. That man, Delonte Ballard, held off Jake Superman. And, man, I got to say, again, a heck of a race as Nate Trito hits the wall at the end of the race. But again, he gave everything he had, Nate did, and just came up just a little short. But I'm telling you, Ryan, if he does this in the chase, folks, one more race to go and we start the chase. If he does this in the chase, we might be looking at a new ExtremeMotorsports99.com champion.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Nichols did everything right tonight, was able to bring it home in second, but that 54 car of Delonte Ballard, what a drive. Had to come back after being behind both of the Solar Flare teammates there after that final pit stop, able to take the fight to those two, able to even hold off his Iracing teammate Jake Nichols for the win, and brings SRA Motorsports their second win of the season here. A heck of a drive by that number 54 Elwood Designs Toyota Camry.
Yeah, it is. The Camry's bringing home the victory tonight, as they've done a couple times already this season. I tell you what, Rick Donington wanted to interview Nate Trito. I'm going to still let him go ahead and do it. You want to pull him up in the staging room there, Nate Trito. And if, Rick, you're out there in the chat, jump on up here with us, man. As always, Nate Trito bringing it home tonight in third place. I know he's probably a little dejected and heartbroken, but nonetheless, if he does this in the chase, folks, I'm telling you, if he runs like he's running now, Nate Trito could dethrone that man, Jake Nichols, for the title.
Definitely agreed. I'm moving the top 3 finishers into our staging room, and I'm going to pull Rick up, and I'm going to let you talk to him real quick and let him know what's about to happen here, just because I don't want to catch him off guard.
Yeah, somebody request.
Oh, sorry about that, Rick. Man, we pulled you right in the middle of talking. I know you said earlier you wanted to interview Nate, even if he won, but nonetheless, we got him up here, and he's the third place man, and we're just going to let you go ahead and interview him, because we know, man, again, another race. He's been so close to winning a race, but I'm telling you, like I just told Ryan, Rick, if he does this in the chase, runs like he's been running, we could have a new champion here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Absolutely, Joe. And I tell you what, bring him on up here. Yeah, let's just bring him on up here. Nate Trito, Rick Donathan joining the guys up here in the booth for the broadcast room here tonight. I tell you what, there's 2 races so far this season. You have come really close to getting that win that I know that is just so hard to get. Tonight, you put on a great show. A lot of the viewers out here were watching you tonight and wanted to see you win. Take us back to those last 5 laps there, Nate.
Good win, Delonte. This is a lot of fun after all his teammates left. He came up and raced with us, so we were the 4 horsemen once again, and just having a lot of fun. I tried the pit strategy again, and he just kept good pressure on me that whole time. He didn't get off my bumper. I made him one mistake, or 1 or 2 mistakes when I came out on fresh tires, and tires weren't quite warmed up yet, so just made 2 mistakes, and that's really what put the nail in the coffin for me. But really, really fun race. Good win, Delonte. Good 2, 3, 4 finish for Solar Flare Racing, and a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Nate, again, I know that it's so hard to get over that hump of getting that win. You've been here for ever since December the 17th of 2014. ExtremeMotorsports99.com was established. You've been with ExtremeMotorsports99.com since we have established here. And you've always ran in the Cup Series when we had our Cup Series established. You've came up short here and there, but I tell you, working with the new team that you've got, I have personally sit up in the booth, watched you progress, watched you just get better and better each week, and you're at a point now that I think you're past to being a top 5 car and actually moved up to being a top 3 car.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Nichols has definitely been a lot of help. He's kept my mouth shut when I shouldn't have said things on many occasions where I wanted to say something. He's helped me out in coaching, driver wise and mental wise. But the new team is a lot of fun. We all have a good time. We were just going for having fun. I knew Jake was a lot faster than us tonight, and he made that mistake or got into me, and he had to go to the back, but he was hauling the mail back up to the field. But he's definitely taught me a lot, and I'm grateful for that. But the new team's a lot of fun.
Well, I tell you what, a lot of viewers out there watching tonight's race, some out there pulling for some of their fan favorites out there. I think I may have seen 1 or 2 out there pulling for Nate Trito. Think he's going to get his first win tonight. Anything you want to say out there to the viewers right now?
We'll see y'all in Dover.
Dover International Speedway is one of Nate's another great tracks that he's pretty strong at. Anybody you want to thank here tonight, Nate?
All the guys on the team, Tyler Sifford, Jake Nichols, Delonte for hopping in with us. That was fun. Everybody at Solar Flare, all the viewers out there for coming out and watching us have a good time, and hopefully y'all had as much fun as we did there at the end.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, Nate, I'm going to let you get down there to the drivers' meeting, and I'm going to be down there in just a moment as well. But I tell you what, viewers, make sure to tune in next Tuesday, our Truck Series race. I'm not sure where we're at. Hadn't checked my schedule. Really wasn't quite prepared to jump in the booth here with you, Joe and Ryan, right yet. But also remember, Dre Broadcasting is also going to take over the Extreme Motorsport Xfinity Series starting next Wednesday, and he will finish out the season in our Xfinity Series for the rest of the season. So make sure to tune in next Wednesday to watch Dre Broadcasting as well. And, of course, you've got Joe and you got Ryan up in the booth here with us on Cup Series night. That's always on Thursday nights. But, Joe, Ryan, man, I tell you what, I got a lot of heated guys. We got to get some guys in the hauler. We've got to talk to some guys. We got to put some fires out. But all in all, I hope everyone had a great night tonight watching tonight's race. We've got lots of great action coming for you for the rest of the season, getting some things fired up for next season. And also, just want to throw it out there. Anybody looking to sponsor this series, anybody wanting to get involved with Extreme Motorsports, please send us an email, let us know, and we'll get right back to you on that. But other than that, Joe, Ryan, I'm going to jump down in the booth, let you guys have your show back. Thank you guys for letting me come up.
All righty, we appreciate it as always. I tell you what, folks, right there, Rick Donathan, owner of Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Like I said, he's been going to be like a fireman tonight. They're going to have to pull out the hose and the water, man, and put out some fires, man. There's not going to be any, man, fried hot dogs after they get done, but maybe a lot of fried buns when they get done.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with you on that. I'm down here with Jake Nichols. I'm going to get ready to see if he's ready to be interviewed.
Well, I tell you what, pull up on Jake Nichols. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Ryan. I will take over on Jake Nichols. I'm going to let you run down to Victory Lane where Delonte Ballard is, because since you know those SRA guys so well, that I'll let you run down there. But nonetheless, let's bring up the second place man, Superman Jake Nichols.
All righty.
Jake Nichols, Joe White up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
I tell you what, man, kind of unorthodox. I'm talking to you, and you actually are in second place. But nonetheless, man, the man who won this race, he drove the wheels off of it, and he definitely said, hey, look, you might be Superman, but he yanked that cape off a little bit tonight and showed you that, look, hey, not scared to drive, but I can drive the wheels off it. But if anybody out here knows you, that man right there probably knows you oh so well, as y'all are teammates outside of Extreme. But nonetheless, you did it again. You went to the back and brought it to the front.
Well, it used to be teammates, but we're pretty much like we're still good friends. Always will be. But oh my God, that was fun. Once we got the cautions through, field thinned out a little bit, and it was a blast. Delonte came and hung out with us during the race, or for most of it, and we were just having a blast. That one time, I anticipated Nate to go earlier in the corner, and I cut down because I was clear, and then once I checked up for Nate, I wasn't clear anymore, and Delonte was there, and that hurt a lot because I had to be real patient because everyone was really just driving real hard tonight, more than usual. So I just had to be real patient on that last green flag run before the 2 pit stops. I thought I would be a little closer though once I got past everybody, but I was like 9 to 10 seconds back. I'm just glad that I got back up there. It was no doubt such a fun race. It's fun when you have friends to run against, but it's fun period when you just have good competition, good guys that know how to race, which most of this league, pretty much most of this league is. They know how to do that, so it's always fun. I'm shocked I got up there, and once they started battling, I'm like, I got a slight chance here. I was hoping they'd stay side by side more, because driving so hard when you are that far back, you're gonna kill your tires. If you're driving that hard, it's just gonna happen. And once I got past Nate, I feel bad for Nate there. He always puts too much pressure on himself and makes one mistake, and that one mistake is the big mistake that takes the win away from him. Delonte drove an amazing race though as well. The 3 solar flare cars, we finished top 4. Delonte with the win. Overall, an amazing race for us for sure.
Well, I tell you what, you're 100% right there. You gave us a lot to talk about along with Delonte and Nate. And, yeah, I mean, he is seeing this picture being painted. But I'm going to tell you what, Jake, we're heading in one more race until the chase starts. Nate Trito probably definitely, he's pretty much in the chase. I pretty much could say that by points virtue right now. He's that high. But here's the thing. If he races like he has been racing, man, your championship of retaining might be in very much jeopardy.
It's gonna be close, no doubt. It's always a race, every single race. You just gotta race it hard, no matter what points position you're in. I could have a 50-point lead into the final race of the championship, and I'd still race everyone 100%. It's just racing. I love it. It's gonna be a blast once we get to the chase. The competition's already stepped up, but I think you're going to see a whole nother level. And tonight was a little part of that. You saw some really clean but really hard racing from most of the guys. And I think once we get to the chase, you're going to see a lot more of it. Hopefully we start getting some loose setups. I like the looser cars, and it's been tight. If we get some loose setups in the chase, you never know. We might do really good. I think we'll do good anyways. Just got to have luck on our side and look forward, not in the rearview mirror.
All right, well, good deal. I'll tell you what, folks, it's Jake Dinkles right there. As the end here, you got anybody out there you want to thank?
Don't have really any sponsors anymore that much, but I got to thank everyone at Solar Flare Racing. We got a little 6-car team trying to make it big. Of course, I'll be in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series, so tune into that every Tuesday or every other Tuesday. Starting next Tuesday will be the Daytona 500. Horton Designs, he painted this amazing car for me. Did an amazing job for sure, and I got to thank him. Hopefully we can get a championship in it. That'd be really cool for him, and maybe we can go win a race in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series. But thanks to Extreme for putting this on, and you guys for putting on the amazing broadcast.
Oh, well, I tell you what, we appreciate it to you too. And man, I tell you what, tonight you drove the wheels off of it, like you said there, to bring it back up here to finish in second place here. One more race to go in the chase, and I tell you, am I right? Yep, one more race to go to the chase. So, and it's going to be exciting for a 5-race shootout again to try to see if you can hang on to that championship for 2 seasons in a row. But nonetheless, I'm going to let you get back down there to your crew. Jake Nichols, appreciate it, and thank you again.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Ryan, I tell you, I'm going to let you jog, walk, or hop on your scooter and fly on down there to Victory Lane as the man Delonte Ballard in the SRA Motorsports camp. He pulled it off.
Alrighty, I'm gonna give me 1 second here. Delonte Ballard, this is Ryan Daniels up in the FMTV booth. I'm jogging down here as Joe wanted me to do. Instead of having me interview second and third, I get to broadcast the winner tonight. Got down here a little late because, out of shape, but I see that the beer was flying, the confetti was in here. It looks like you guys had a heck of a celebration. Still celebrating down here as your whole SRA Elwood Designs team. What a run tonight, man. Congrats on the win.
And thank you so much.
First question I got to ask, how hard was it to hold back all 3 of those Solar Flare Racing cars, especially considering they got ahead of you on that final pit stop?
Well, I was thinking once I seen Nate went in, I was thinking it was a little too soon. But once I seen how close Jake got in my rearview mirror when I was battling with Nate, it got kind of worried, and then I thought he was probably going to get us. But I got to say, Nate did a good job. Regardless, I told him before the race that both of us were racing for the same thing for our first wins. It sucks that he led and dominated so much. But I think he led 120 laps or something out of this, and just to come up that short. But man, I was putting so much pressure on him, and he held his everything. He didn't budge one bit, slip up, nothing like that. So I just hats off to him. That's all I got to say. Is just this race was all him, and I don't know how we pulled it off, but it should have went to him.
Well, definitely a hard battle between you and the 97, and even the 7-car Tyler Siffert, who was also up there at one point in the top 3 with the both of you guys racing hard for that lead. But saw some bad luck for the rest of the SRA Motorsports team tonight. Must feel pretty good. They came in here with 4 bullets left in the gun. You were able to pull it off for that whole team. Must feel pretty good to bring it home for that team as well.
Yeah, it feels awesome. They had a little bit of bad luck, going on. I know one of the incidents that I was involved with, it got them caught up in it, and feel pretty bad behind that. And I don't even think I got a chance to apologize to them. They was pretty much gone after that happened. So we'll get with them. We'll probably talk to them on TeamSpeak or something like that. But this goes out to them, everybody at SRA and the guys that race with me, the teammates, Bobby, for inviting me, for coming over here and racing with him on this team and everything. It's amazing.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming up here and talking with us tonight. Is there anybody else out there that I'm so sorry. Is there anybody else out there that you want to thank before we let you get back to celebrating with the rest of your crew?
I just want to thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast. All the loyal fans and viewers out there. I know Sifrit's mom is one of the #1 viewers out there. Alan Elwood for the beautiful paint scheme. SRA for being a great team and a great league for me that welcomed me in. Slip Angle Motorsports, everybody down at Slip Angle, Brian Blackford, Ray Alfala, all of them, Snow Cone Production, Sim500, just everybody that helps me, get better on a day-to-day basis on iRacing.
All right, well, we definitely appreciate you coming up here and spending some time with us, and we look forward to seeing you next week when you guys roll into Dover, I believe it is, in the final race before the chase. And we wish you the best of luck for that. And one final thing to add, must feel pretty good to have locked yourself in the chase now to go into next week, know that you're in no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to Jake about. I mean, it's nice to lock it in now because Dover's not one of my favorite tracks. And then Michigan is kind of iffy. I mean, everybody's pretty decent at Michigan. I had great battles with Jake before in other leagues and other races at Michigan. So that's going to be a toughie to beat him out. Obviously, he's the fastest. So we just got to figure out how to slow him down. And hopefully we can get all 4 SRA guys up here in the front next race.
All right, well, once again, we definitely appreciate you coming up here. Thank you for your time, and get down there and celebrate with the rest of your crew, man. Have an awesome night. All
right, thanks, y'all. Have fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, right there's your winner tonight, Phoenix International Speedway, under the lights here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com, Ryan. Happy man there for the SRA camp, as you like to say. Nonetheless, man, I made a mistake. I said one race to go, but we have 2 races to go before the chase starts, and it's going to be interesting. It's already heating up now as we got a slew of drivers, and like Jake Nichols said a minute ago, he's got some competition this season, and we're seeing it on the track already.
Yeah, we are. We've definitely seen, we mentioned at the beginning of the race, just the level of competition has just stepped it up this season. It's been amazing to see how close the competition has been, how hard people are racing each and every week, and what a awesome race tonight was. We had a lot of cautions at the beginning, but kind of as we predicted, as the cautions continued to fall and a few cars found themselves falling out of the event and stuff like that, unfortunately, but it was able to get some grip down, get the rubber down on the track, and these guys are able to put on one heck of a finish here at the end of what was, quite frankly, probably one of the better races we've had the pleasure of broadcasting this entire season, in my opinion.
All right, we'll tell you what, with that note, let me do a rundown here quick of the results tonight. Your winner, Delonte Ballard there, holding off Mr. Superman himself, Jake Nichols in second. Nate Hard Charging Trito comes up just a little short, dominated most of the race here in third. Tyler, Mr. Popularity Sifford in fourth. Bryant, No Fear himself, Ward right there in fifth. And Michael Muller, wow, we was talking about him earlier. Look at that, bounce back, got in sixth. Patient all night long, and just hung around. Got him a good finish out the night. Richie Evans right there in seventh. David Elliott, another one right there with a good finish in eighth. And old Mr. Nick Hunt right there with the one hair, boy, flying. And I tell you what, he put it there in ninth. And look at Aiden Young in the top 10 there. The newcomer himself putting it up in the top 10. Ryan, you got your results still up?
Yes, I do. In 11th place, we had the 88 of John Houston, who gave it a valiant effort tonight. Wasn't really looking for or didn't get the run that he was really looking for, but I'm sure just outside the top 10 is going to be good for John. He's still going to make good points trying to make the chase here. We got Tommy Amassi in the 05, brought it home in 12th spot tonight. Jonathan Shipman brought it home 13th. The 87 Cannonball Chris Hurlow got him home in 14th after being many laps down, able to overtake Mike Rominger and Jason Van Cleek by getting back on the track there after his misfortune. Mike Rominger, that blown engine cost him big. He came home 15th tonight. Jason Van Cleek going to bring it home in 17th. We have Justin Gable in the 13. He is going to end up with the 17th position for his final result. Bobby Cheney, his teammate, also in 18th, and the other SRA Motorsports car, David Shutt, going to bring it home in 19th. And the rounding out the top 20 is the 12 car of Damian Crump.
Well, I tell you what, right there, 21st, Trevor Rapolo himself, 22nd, Vern Bradley, 23rd, James Thorndike, 24th, Alan Westman, and then there in 25th, Michael Knight, rounding out here. And a heck of a field here tonight, folks. I tell you what, Brian, we saw action at the beginning. We did see a lot of cautions here. Just a quick summary here, 10 cautions for the night totaling, but I tell you what, nonetheless, there a heck of a finish and a thriller there of those guys side by side, nose to tail, bring it to the end. So hey, I tell you, This track is living up to its name. It is definitely it's got some witchcraft going on somehow, some way. But Delonte Ballard was the man who was able to overcome that and bring it home under lights tonight.
Yeah, just again a great effort by the entire SRA 54 team there. The Elwood Designs Toyota Camry bringing home just the second win for Toyota this season and the third win for Toyota in 2 seasons here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. So we started talking about the beginning of the season that Toyota was on the rise. Definitely put together a good car tonight. Did all the TRD guys there, and a great run by the SRA Motorsports driver Delonte Ballard to bring home that win, holding off the Solar Flare Racing team.
Yeah, he did. I tell you, that's so well. From all of us up here in the booth, we want to appreciate every one of the viewers out there. Thank you. Like I say, tune in. Hey, Dre says he's got something going on tomorrow night. Tune in tomorrow night, Dre Broadcast Network. He's going to bring some live action to you there, so definitely check him out, and then check him out again on Tuesday night. And for the rest of the season, check it out on Wednesday night there, as he will be doing the Xfinity. But until next Thursday, me and Ryan W. Daniels, myself, up here in the booth, we'll be back next Thursday night for more ExtremeMotorsports99.com action here for the Cup Series. And like I said, we want to appreciate all the viewers and thank you for tuning in. And to that, everyone, have a good night.
Have a nice night, everybody.